Sorry. No, these two are safe. These two are safe. These two are safe.
Okay. Give me a sec.
Do you not think that if you're personally doxxed, like from the perspective of the utility of it, right? Even if we're to admit that there is justifiable, which I don't personally believe, right? That's a different standards. If you believe there's justifiable instances of doxing, would it not give the people that have like the, that really especially hate you, would it not further motivate them personally to continue to try to, like, if we're assuming they were trying to dig in this manner in the first place?
Well, no, because they already
not,
are.
like-
There's a thing that's hard to express. Like, these people are already trying to do the maximal amount of whatever they can at any point in time. Oh, God.
Yeah, let me read these. Solo says, then did the second leak the next day? Do you plan on just ignoring it all? Seems like it's working for now, but might hinder you in the future. Destiny says, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm also not sure if it's the wisest to share how I deal with it all with the person trying to maximize the interest on it, smiley face. Solo again, to be fair, I could have leaked much worse if I only cared about interest. But leaking the super intimate stuff is cringe. Destiny says, I mean, I feel like that's kind of what got leaked, no? So it says, I mean, the images, video specifically. Destiny. Oh, Well, I mean, I guess I appreciate that, I think. Although I thought I heard people talking about my dick. So who knows, LOL. Are you the guy's dick that Rose sent me that was supposedly her boyfriend? Solo says, ha ha ha, that's not my penis, no. Good question, though. Destiny, smiley face. Solo, when's my unban from DGG Discord coming down the pipeline? Destiny says, we'll see, smiley face. Solo says, better to have me in there on account. You can track that and all. And then Solo posts a message between him and President Sunday, where President Sunday is, again, digging for information. There's nudes exchanged with Fuentes. Solo says, I'm not sure. President Sunday, perhaps you could censor them enough that they're not identifiable, but not so much that you can't tell what they are, like a big black square in the center, or blurring them. Don't send as such, but keep that in retainment in case it matters. And Solo calls him retarded. Side note, true. President Sunday, very retarded. But yeah, that's pretty bad.
Is that the first and second one, or is there a second? Oh, yeah.
There's a second. Hold on. President Sunday, off the record, are you Rose? That won't leave this convo. It just helps me understand the level of carefulness I need to treat these with. You as a source. Destiny says he wants them. Solo. Did Rose, and this is an exchange between President Sunday and Solo. President Sunday says, did Rose and Destiny ever voice call? Solo says, yeah, I have recordings of the call that she made back then, but they're deep in my chats with her from like 2 years ago. President Sunday, be careful with those. Florida is a two-party consent state. Solo says, it's okay, I live in Russia, so no way for me to get penalized. President Sunday, but if you have recordings of calls with Fuentes by Steven, or any such calls, provided they don't contain anything that could constitute revenge porn, I am very interested. And then President Sunday quotes or replies to him saying he's living in Russia, saying interest. Solo says, he thinks he's unraveling the puzzle. Destiny says, not the Russians. Solo says, I'm just going to send him a black cock. And then here's more exchanges between President Sunday and Solo. President Sunday says, everything pertaining to Fuentes, Lauren, etc. Emphasis on big name figures with political significance. Maybe Brianna Wu, though I don't really give a shit about her. Solo says, who else is of interest to you? I can search the DMs for mentions. President Sunday says, Tim Pool, Lauren Chen, Jordan Peterson. Let me think. Solo says, Ben Shapiro. President Sunday. Oh, Candace Owens, Max, Mr. Girl. Dan Saltman is mentioned a lot. Not sure if that's of interest. President Sunday. It is.
Yeah.
Solo, and here's two more. President Sunday says, please, Fresh and Fit would be good to hear about as well. And I can't tell what this one is, but something.
Yeah, wait, and then just wait, two real quick ones, and then it's not. These are like one sentences each. These are just Kelly Jean chatting about.
Well, before we go to Kelly Jean, can I just ask a question?
Yeah.
I don't remember if it was you specifically or it was Dan. Somebody at that point, obviously, I know your beef with Sundays it's like years of lore, right? But I remember explicitly. I think it was before the leaks happened and everything. Was his docs not read out by? It was either you or Dan. Were you the one that read out his docs?
For President Sunday?
Yeah.
I don't remember prior to this.
Okay. Had he been doxxed by somebody in your base at that point?
He might have been, but this might have been in the feud between him and Kyla.
Well, I swear I could remember. I feel like you did it on a J-Stock stream. I feel like I'm supposed to remember that.
It might have been. I don't remember. It's possible that in relation to that. But again, it's also kind of interesting that was how many years ago, and how do you know that?
Because I remember, because I was beefing with this guy called Westside Tyler, who had also read out his docs, and I wanted to or someone had told me that originated on a J-Stock stream.
Okay, it's a little bit. It's interesting. Selectively, you seem to know every single. Like,
I know bits, right?
Well, but all the bits you know are only the bits that are against me, but you don't know anything from my side. Whatsoever.
I'm totally willing.
Sure. Oh, also, I'm sorry. When I say that, I'm not accusing you of being bad faith. I'm just saying that like it's pretty obvious that the information only seems to be flowing one way. And then and then these are two quick things from Kelly just in these servers. I'm just saying like these servers are like. This is her referencing Kiwi Farms comments that were being posted, and at this point, Blav was going through like pick by pick to figure out where my girlfriend at the time lived, like going through the backgrounds of all of her pictures, trying to post the inside of her apartment or houses, and then linking pornographic images from other sites. Like this was Kelly in one comment, and then there's a second DM I sent. I wish I could post this pic that was posted on KF. So they'll say things like, "Oh God."
Yeah, Kelly says, honestly, I wish I could post a pic that was posted on Kiwi Farms. It was so funny, LOL. And the next one is from Kelly Jean as well. It's on Kiwi Farms Lamau, but I assume it's his last stream. The embargo for no Kiwi Farms screen caps is still on, I think. Otherwise, it's on page 1399.
You see, but you see, go ahead.
If we introduce this as a justifiable tactic and use your own respective justification for situations where you do it or it's engaged in, right? Couldn't someone like Sunday then come around and believe that him digging into your shit, which I don't think it is, by the way, but couldn't he then come around and try to claim that in his case it was justifiable because it met a set of given criterion? Because
do you understand? And I understand this gets asked so many times, but do you not understand that they already are? Like there is no line for me for any of these people. So I like Sunday, like this is a person that Solo guy had been leaking shit about me already, and Sunday is like mining this guy for information for more humiliating shit that he can get about me. Like
because this guy despises you with like a passion, obviously.
Well, wait. But like, is that justified?
No.
So if he's already doing unjustified things to get as much unhinged personal information about me as possible to humiliate me or attack me. Like what else? What do I even worry about? It's not like they're going to do anything more to me. They already are. On like
call him out for it. Like criticize him for it. Like,
nobody cares. You don't think I'm criticizing or fighting with these people? Like, and then just as a last thing, then Stratos, you can have your thing. Like, have you heard of the term TDD, total destiny death, or total destiny destruction? Like, what do you think that means when they were saying that back early on when the leak started?
Like they were like happy to see you fall because they
were actively contributing to it. They wanted to participate in that. That was the goal.
Well, I don't think that's necessarily what that means, right? I think that's just
hold on. With the context that we have now,
quick.
Okay,
go ahead, Stardust.
I'm gonna be so quick. My bird is sick. I would like to get back to him. He's stopped eating and drinking, so he's probably yeah. You think it's funny? You think it's funny? I get it. Okay, so I don't worry. I get it. It's funny to you. Whatever.
It's not that funny. I just
give him what you got. Give him what you got. You can do. Yeah. Give him what you got.
Yeah. I don't think that you're hiding or lying about anything either, Aiden. But I do think that you've bought narratives, quite like what Destiny was saying. You've bought narratives hook, line, and sinker without asking me my perspective or doing any critical thinking about it. Despite the history that
I've reached out to you to call in, and I put the offer out on Twitter. I'm absolutely willing to listen to you.
Did you message me or anything? Like,
I have in the past,
to do calls with you all the time?
Well, you're saying I won't listen to you. I offered the opportunity to listen to you. You didn't take it.
To call into your show? When we have like a personal relationship, you didn't want to ask me. We had a personal one-on-one relationship where you used to DM me about your homework or whatever essay you're writing, right? Whatever essay you're writing, and you didn't have the wherewithal to at least talk to me on a personal level.
When you were going and relitigating my drama on your stream, you never reached out to me to get your take on that, right? I don't.
How recent was that? How recent was that? And how far back was the drama that I was in with Queeman?
The drama that you have with Queeman, I didn't even, when that started or was going on, I didn't even know who Queeman was, right?
Right.
Obviously, when I was cool with him after. I didn't see any behavior that he engaged in that I felt. Besides, obviously, once again, I'm like, they think I'm soy about like edgy jokes. Besides the shit coming at you like over here in this, I didn't think anything like crossed like a huge like moral line for me based on what I saw. Right by the time I knew about it.
Do you think that Queeman? How long do you think Queeman's been obsessed with me?
Obsessed. I feel like that's like I feel like he's been like he's a-logged you probably for a few years or covered you for a few years.
He's been obsessed with
me. Wait.
So
just as a quick thing, A-log is obsessed, right? Jesus, come on.
Yes.
Right. Well, no, I'm asking Aiden. If somebody's A-logging you, they're obsessed with you, definitionally.
So sure. I mean, I guess. I mean, I feel like obsession implies like state of mind. I feel like A-log is more like the action itself. I feel like he thought it was funny and worth covering and entertaining or whatever to make fun of you or cover you in that manner. I don't know if there was like when I think of obsession, I guess you could say it's technically obsession. When I think of obsession, I think of like, you know, someone that's like hyper fixated on someone, constantly thinking about them. It seems like for him his primary motive was entertainment, right?
So he was before he even blew up as a streamer, he was obsessed with me. And I can share those screenshots with you. Just give me one moment here.
The screenshots that I've been sent by Destiny, this is JStalk saying they look like retards now, but TDD is the mission. He says something else that cuts off. Chud Logic says, yeah, for sure, I can try and smooth, and it gets cut off. And JStalk says, I'd appreciate that.
I have a better screenshot of Summer, but I don't have it offhand right now. But like when they say TDD is the mission, this is Jesticle talking to Chud Logic. I think this was either in DMs or it was in the Jesticle server. I don't remember. But I mean,
is there a message before that at the top? Because I don't know if there were. Are you saying he's saying, yeah, I'd appreciate that, and I'd appreciate that in regards to the TDD is the mission part? Because it seems like he might be replying to something earlier. I don't know if that's what he's saying. He appreciates there.
There you go. Sorry. Thank God.
Is there
so I said,
yeah, you can show that. Or sorry, go ahead. Or real quick, read that.
So it was a bit frustrating seeing Willie and Nicholas spam that narrative to like get me. I literally reached out in private and I made one comment in spicy. They went ham. Nicholas was on Augie for 3 to 4 nights later, trying to bring me up to shit on me. Willie tweeted at least 3 to 4 times about it. They look like retards now, but TDD is the mission. I obviously don't want to burn any bridges with Nicholas since he's one of the few connections I even tenuously have. Chud Logic says, yeah, for sure, I could try and smooth things over if you want me to. JStalk says, yes, I'd appreciate that.
So I actually know the context of this one, actually.
TDD is a mission, right? What do you think they mean by that?
So he wants, like, he obviously is preying on your downfall in this instance, right?
Well, no, he's actively engaged in it, right?
Like in covering you, yeah.
No, in participating. He's not just covering, right? The girl one of the girls who's made accusations against me, Cherry, he's secretly dating and he's hosting her on his stream every single day. And their Discord community is cross-posting stuff from Kiwi Farms and LolCow about me and my girlfriend and pointing people to the thread. They're not just covering me.
So people in his server have. I don't think that, like, I think under that rationale though, once again, I don't agree with this, but somebody could have, by Wick having you after you dox JStalk or Red Sundays doc, someone could then justify Wick.
No, right? Wait, stop. Don't do you're going ahead because I'm just saying that for this initial thing, like, this was before I doxed anybody. I don't think I posted anything about Justical until March. So this was all of this.
You'd already doxed Sunday by this point.
But this was over a total. Hold on, wait. Does that mean everybody has infinite because of anything related to me and President Sunday? That now I can be infinitely doxed and everybody around me can be infinitely harassed forever. But then why do you keep bringing up President Sunday?
No, because I'm trying to work with you by your own logic.
No, wait, hold on, wait. I'm so sorry. So I can't. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. Conservatives do this all the time, and you guys. I'm not trying to bug you so much. Okay, please stop doing the by your standard, by your logic. Okay, what I'm trying to tell you is that these people are already engaged in a maximal campaign of destruction. My values and everything don't matter. It doesn't influence what these people do. So I'm saying they already had the total Destiny destruction plan. And they already were committed to that. Justical was already abusing and hosting Cherry on his stream and lying about them dating to have her attacking me and other people around me. Their Discord server was already spam posting stuff about my girlfriend at the time from LolCow, from Kiwi Farms. None of this has anything to do with me and President Sunday in the past. They were just doing all this stuff.
Okay. It seems like the broader point that was being argued, I guess maybe I didn't infer that this was the logic here. It seems like the broader point was being argued that Jace, all of this is the case, and then what? And it seems like the then what was the broader argument about him being a justifiable target per your rationale.
Well, I guess my first question would be, what can I even do? What am I even supposed to do about any of this?
Unfortunately, I mean, the most like I don't think like if what you laid out, all that, you know. I don't think that doxing people prevents that at all. So it's not like a case of like the solution that I don't know what the solution would be, but the solution you've presented, I don't see as a viable one or one.
Sure,
that
you can say
solves the
effectively.
broader
Maybe it
issue.
wouldn't be. Maybe it wouldn't be effective. I guess you can have that perspective.
Well, I think it's not just not effective. I think it's harmful because, as I said before,
Harmful to who?
When we to the people around you.
Everyone
I
around
think
me
that
has
it
already been
motiva-
doxxed. Everybody around me has already been doxxed. There's no one left to...
Unfortunately, yes, but this has been going back and forth.
No.
Like, when
They
you introduced this
started with
back and forth is not true.
Yeah, you keep
The
saying back and forth. They did this.
He's just admitted that he's used doxing against someone that was in his opposition.
No,
They
that was
introduced this
in
tactic.
response. Everyone around me was already doxxed. This already happened to all these people. Blav and all these other people that everybody knows about in Queen's community have already been like obsessively spamming doxes and everything else of every single person around me before I ever posted anything about Justigal.
Okay, so obviously you believing that doxing was justifiable in some instances predates this entire situation, right? Wick was Wick
Wait, what do you mean
doxed prior to
predates this
doxing
entire...
Sunday?
No. The Sunday thing is okay. So because of whatever happened between me and Sunday, I'm infinitely justifiable, and everyone around me is infinitely justifiable to be doxxed forever.
No, if anyone doxes anyone around you, it's not justifiable. But that's why we should both unilaterally condemn the usage of this tactic because it solves nothing.
Okay,
It
but
gets
then,
the
but
people
hold on.
around-
Okay, but so this just President Sunday stuff was like 5 years or 6 years ago. Okay, so what am I supposed to do when all these other people are now spamming doxes and spamming Kiwi Farms links and locale links to people around me? Do I just go, oh well, I guess since me and Sunday had our back and forth 5 or 6 years ago, there's nothing I can say or do?
No, you just don't put gasoline onto a fire, right?
It's already.
There's some
I
instances
can't.
where you don't
Hold
have
on.
it in
I'm
your
sorry.
capacity
I'm not trying to get
put a
frustrated.
fire out.
I don't know why you guys keep saying this. You keep saying like you're increasing, you're doing whatever. TDD is the mission. Total destiny, not partial destiny death, not limited destiny death, not quasi destiny death. Total destiny destruction was the mission. Nothing that I do from that point is going to make it any worse for me. It's already maximally bad for me. I don't understand how you don't understand that. I don't know what I can say.
Do you not think when you dox somebody, you make it even more personal than it was to that individual
Well, can I
to
ask
begin
you,
with,
Aiden?
and give them
Can I
greater?
just hold on, Aiden? Can I ask you, if Destiny had never doxed anyone, never doxed JStalk, never doxed Esports Batman, never doxed Wicked Supreme, none of that, do you think that I wouldn't have been doxed?
So I think that you wouldn't have. I can't predict that, obviously.
Okay, I can say that they would have doxed me anyway. It does not matter.
Well, that's just going to be.
This is just all
hearsay, right?
post hoc rationalization for their hatred against Destiny, targeted what he does or does not do. It's beside the point. They want to destroy him because they hate him, and they will use any excuse to try to justify that. But at the end of the day, it does not matter what he does. They're going to come after me. I can tell you 100%, right? 100% certainty that if
It's
he had not doxed
unfalsifiable.
anyone, I would still have been targeted and
Can I just run through some questions really quick here? I won't take too long at all. So I sent you a couple of screenshots, Wick. You can see how, yes, you can see how long Queeman has been obsessed with me. It has been since 2022, at least. These are, this is basically an old editor of mine, who I ended up falling out with eventually, telling me to not do a panel with Queeman. I asked why. She said that he's trying to get a giant dunk on you. Later on in the same chat, you can see the second message there, where it's just her, and this is back when Spicy Chat was relatively new, but basically it was just every time Queeman's mentioned me in Spicy Chat, I think it was like 90 some times, and again, it was relatively a new
Only
chat.
90 times.
98.
98 times. It was
That's
back when Spicy was relatively new. And then they also cleared that chat pretty frequently. Do you think that this began before or after my conversation with Jalen?
Probably was before that. I'd imagine there were other gripes that existed with you. I don't know what specifically his gripes, like, I don't know the exact reason the beef
Why
between the
does
two of
he
you
have to have a
started.
gripe with her specifically? Why can't he just hate her?
Well, he can, right? I guess I
think he does.
I use the two
Yeah, I think
synonymously.
that's the truth. Like, you
But
keep
you- but
thinking
you're
that there's, like, this
using-
justification.
that
for
there's a
his behavior.
justification.
I'm not
It's not.
disputing. What about any of this behavior is unjustifiable?
Let me because you said that you're basically making the argument that I don't really have a place to find issue with this because of my own behavior. But if we look at reality, we look at the timeline, Queeman started this behavior well before I engaged with Jalen. And do you want to know the context of my argument with Jalen? Like why we were in this heated argument?
Sure. I guess. I mean, it's not really going to be.
So I'm surprised that you forget this. I feel like you were there for this, but Jalen was somebody who crashed out quite often and would punch holes into walls, and scream the N-word over and over and over again in calls with people. That was my big gripe with her, right? I probably wouldn't do this again. But I very much recall saying in that conversation with Jalen, I support trans rights for everybody except for you because you're acting very male-coded, the way you're punching holes in walls and the way that you're dropping the N-word. I wouldn't say it again, but I did at the time. I still don't think that justifies.
You dislike their behavior online, so you decided to respond with shit flinging, which is like I'm not the one that.
Which is fine, but I didn't.
But you're the one that takes
her.
issue with.
I didn't A-log her. Right? I didn't A-log her. I didn't constantly cover her for years, right? I didn't find ways to make the most minor things into giant mountains, right?
How many streams did Queeman do about you in total, would you venture to guess?
I have no idea. He used to start
more at least
more than that. He used to wait for me to start streams.
Just real quick, Queeman, if you're watching, hop on in, buddy. Jump backstage.
He used to wait for me to start streams, and then he would start his stream, and then him and all of Spicy Chat would watch me, and they would just watch my entire stream from start to finish, with all of them sitting in voice chat and commenting on it, basically. Do you think that Queeman engaged in racism towards me before or after the thing with Jalen?
Probably, maybe before.
I've
seen evidence. I've seen evidence. The shit that I've seen, I saw the tweet that I saw for like a specific example of racism was the Substance guy like tweeting the cowhead or whatever at you or whatever.
That's years and years after. That's years and years after all of this started. Do you you mentioned me telling somebody in Spicy Chat to off themselves? Do you think that was a particularly rare thing that happened in Spicy Chat?
No, not at all. I think that this is a community
Do you think?
So Stardust, do you agree that Queeman has?
Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think that what do you think the context is of me telling that person to off themselves in the first place?
I don't know. They were probably being annoyed. It's Mantis. It was
okay. So you know what it was is. Other people, regulars in Spicy Chat. Well, I'm telling you, regulars in Spicy Chat asked me, what is your opinion on this guy and his I think it was his profile description. And I was being a little performative at the time, but I basically said that, it was like an Epstein quote in his profile, right? Literally an Epstein. And so I said that he's like being melodramatic in his profile, and I said off himself, right? That's not particularly, people said way worse than me in Spicy Chat on a regular basis.
Of course, but those people are not the ones taking a moral position against these sorts of things. In their mind, they think that all jokes, they think that all jokes and like and humor directed at somebody that they don't like, etc. is justified. I'm not somebody that personally accepts that position, and I've
you made a joke about gutting someone's wife.
In private,
like
in a context where they wouldn't hear it, while I was drunk and 20 years old, and somebody privately recorded that, took it out of context, and posted it to smear me. So yeah, that was in private, where the recipient wouldn't have heard it. And I'm not the one. I'm not the one taking the position. And by the way, I've literally said I was a dick for that. I was a total asshole for that. This was a drama from like 6 months ago, which I'm totally willing to admit that I was being a fucking drunken loser asshole. There's no reason to make jokes about somebody's wife like that. My only position and my only defense is that I'm not a murderer. I don't want to kill anybody. That was a edgy joke in a part of my server explicitly designated as the place you can make edgy jokes and utilize shock humor, because I understand that's not appealing to everybody. Everyone in the audience that was intended for understood it was a joke. It was only when the in-group humor was analyzed by the out-group that it would obviously be perceived as bad. And I get it. I do get it, right? My only position was on joking.
You mischaracterized that entire thing with Jalen so badly, though, right? I didn't misgender Jalen. I called her she, her the entire time. What I said to her is that she was acting in a very male-coded way by dropping the N-word and punching holes in walls, which I think is a banger line, if I do say so myself. Secondly,
and you said you'd be you said you'll be transphobic to her specifically. You made comments about
I support trans rights. Trans rights for everybody except for Jalen.
Well, just own it.
That's what I said.
Well, then just own it. You're the one that is saying that
I do own it. I do own it. But you are the one who is using that as a justification for all the shit flinging, all of the worming into my personal life, all of the worming into my personal life, all of the worming into my personal relationship, all of the worming into. Who do you think?
Okay. I think one thing. I think one thing that's like really hard to express that I don't know. I just haven't found a good way to communicate this. Because you either get it or you don't. I'm gonna guess here. Stardust doesn't give a fuck if somebody says something even incredibly mean or racist or whatever about her or personal about her. It's this, and I feel the same. It's the months and months and years of not just the coverage, but the active participation in and the active like subversion and digging and this is the thing where it's like, holy
literal
fuck.
Dehuman. It's not even the words. Let me just say my thing here, quick, please. Okay, because everybody's talking over me. Okay, and I've waited very long. Okay, so I will say I have dealt with hate raids from neo-Nazis, from groypers. I have dealt with brigading on all platforms from neo-Nazis over the years. I have never been doxxed by them. I also, random racism is something that I see on a regular basis. Destiny is correct. Like on an individual basis, you kind of you're used to the internet. You kind of like just let it roll off of you, right? It is the dedicated, hyper-focused racism, constant dehumanization of you, the constant justification of everybody being horrible to you, the way that they turned it into a part of their culture where people who don't even know me, chatters who don't even know me, are saying the most insane, deranged shit. Like I'm not even a human being. I'm not even a human being anymore to these people.
Well, but from my perspective, and it's also because specifics aren't being laid out. So in regards to the person that doxed you, I think that's disgusting, right? Whoever did that, and I don't know who did that, unironically. But in regard, it seems to me, like when I hear you complain about these things, it sounds like somebody who's like stepped into the kitchen and is like upset that it's hot or they can't handle the heat. For example, Queeman, has done that. Queeman can be really like mean or whatever, right? He's done it to me. Details of like a private sexual encounter I had. I
don't think you understand. It's not about the being comparable. Mean. It's not. Yeah. It's the years of obsessive coverage.
It's it's like driving. It's okay, right? Everyone drives. Driving's legal. But when you got 10 guys driving in different cars, boxing you in, that legitimate action of driving becomes something that is illegitimate. So the problem is
I'm not allowed to breathe in this space, basically.
Application of it. It's not just one instance, it's multiple instances over extreme periods of time that does not stop and does not let up. And it's
every single day for years. Every single day for years where everybody has normalized it to treat me like a punching bag. Say whatever you want about me. Call me ugly, fat, disgusting, gross, Ajit, Pajit, whatever you want to say about me, right? I've heard it all. But it is the dedicated, constant focus on me, intense focus on me. I literally cannot breathe without somebody finding an issue with the way that I did it. Without somebody finding, and then it's just extended over years of time.
I wasn't hearing any of these people, like they did. I admit that people would talk about you, make fun of you. It literally, I remember explicitly, it died down for a long time. And then it was after you like start going on stream and making comments, like 50% of men have probably like shared like sexually intimate images of women without their consent, that all of a sudden everybody was interested in talking about you again.
What did I say? 50%? Did I say?
Yes,
I don't care 50%. About people talking about me.
You said 50%. That was exactly.
Did I say that? Yeah. Okay.
Wait, can I ask you a real quick question on that? Why do you think they went after Stardust for that?
Because that's like an absurd comment to make. I think.
Wait, wait. I think really hard about what I'm going to say. Why would they go after Stardust for that?
Because you believe that it was that she aligned herself with you.
Exactly. Hold on. Wait a second. Stardust. Did we talk at all in like the past fucking like 2 fucking years?
No, you had me blocked. Like Destiny had me
I
blocked on
removed
every
single
platform.
person from all these places, but because they even had that perception that she was trying to align herself with me, she became like a target again. Like the issue is that you just said that because she said a thing.
Because she was providing minimizations for what you did on stream.
Wait, what if that's just her opinion?
Let me tell you. Let me tell you.
Hold on, one at a time.
Let me tell you what what I actually said on stream. I said I do not believe a single dude in the snarker community, when they talk about caring about women, caring about victims, caring about the dissemination of private material, explicit sexual material without a woman's consent. I do not believe a single fucking one of them, because every single one of them has done it. Look at Mantis. They disseminated her private pictures, her sexually explicit pictures without her consent, and then they tried to pinpoint it directly to her. And when they couldn't get tomfoolery to do that, they brought on her ex-boyfriend to confirm that was her body in the picture. But before Pixie brought her lawsuit, what were they doing with her? They were sharing the media, and they were making fun of Pixie, and they were people in Spicy. They making fun of Pixie when Pixie came and said, "I'm feeling suicidal about this." What did they do to her? They made fun of her for being suicidal until she brought the lawsuit. Nobody gave a fuck in that community, and nobody in that community gives a fuck about women or victims or anything. How many of them were cheering on doxers who were doxing Lav?
I don't
give a fuck. That is
every single one of you.
Wait,
you made
did that.
let me finish. Let me finish what I'm saying.
Can you not?
Please,
Stardust, you went over the sick documentary that you made about
let
me.
me finish. Let me
You and
finish.
both of them.
Let me finish.
Both of you.
Let me finish.
Stop.
Let me finish.
I will, but I gotta get control of this situation.
Okay.
Let Stardust finish. Be quick. Lav has some things to say, I guess.
I sure do.
Yeah.
That is the full context of what I was saying. I wasn't defending Destiny. I was saying I don't give a fuck about the people in the snarker community, because one, I've dealt with them for fucking years, okay? And the recent stuff with them targeting me, I don't give a fuck. That was, whatever. I entered it. But back then when they started, I did not do anything. I wanted to be left alone, right?
Okay,
but the full context of that is me saying I don't give a fuck about those people. Now, I have a bird to take care of. I will see you guys later.
Thank you for calling in, and I hope your bird gets better in all seriousness. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think it was true that anyone in Spicy shared sexually intimate images of Mantha, so I don't think that's true, to my knowledge.
What I was going to say was that I think it's funny coming from Stardust, because Stardust actually emboldened Sick when he was making the documentary about me and was actually A-logging me and lying about me online. And I was also going to say, Steven, you built this community based off of harassment and A-logging people, and now you're like, why is it happening to me? Like, you built this brick by brick. This is the community that you built for yourself and others. Like, this
Who is one person that my community is? Who is one person in my community is A-log, Lev? Lev, who's one person in my community is A-log, Lev?
It's bad.
Lev, who's one person that I've No, you can't go into the second point. Who's one person that A-logged?
Lev, you do have to answer his
Who's one person that my community is A-logged?
No, I don't. I need to finish my point before I answer his question.
Okay, I'm gonna tell me to unmute when she's done.
Why are people harassing my...
Can you play piano? It's too far away now. I have to roll my chair too long.
You're a content creator that engages in blood sports. You're a content creator that harasses other people.
Is she? Am I allowed to ask? Am I allowed to say?
Stop, Lav. Please stop. Please stop. You do have to.
You're not allowing me to finish.
Hold on. One point at a time.
Yeah. Who's one person in my community is A-logged?
1 point at a time. I don't need to do that. I can lay out all the
because she doesn't have a. Because these are all just. Yeah.
Well, they're gonna
wait 5 seconds after I finish. It's not like I'm trying to silence you. You can wait. Thank you. And not only that, what's ridiculous is that when I was going. Do you realize that you can just turn your laptop?
You gotta bring the piano closer. That shit is way over there, motherfucker.
from anywhere from 6,000 to 12,000.
Am I able to ask the
viewers.
A-log thing yet, or
When you're
not?
listening to people with
Oh,
20
okay.
viewers
No.
and literally like.
Okay.
You're
Stop,
correct.
stop,
Am I
stop.
there?
Don't let them make you look
Let
crazy.
Destiny respond.
Don't let them make you look crazy.
Stop. Destiny.
Okay,
Go
who
ahead.
is one person in my community has A-logged?
Who? Anna? What do you mean?
What do you think A-logging means?
Literally, like, followed her around, doxed her anytime she was online.
My
would clip
community?
her?
No.
Oh, you've got to be joking, Steven.
It's gonna be these people, their brain got locked
You've
in like
got to be
2020 or
joking.
whatever, and I don't think
Nobody
it's like
believes you.
Arrested Development.
Nobody believes you.
The person who, if
Everyone
you want to
saw it.
say that somebody A-logged
Nobody
Anna,
believes
then
you.
it would be Zerka. That would be like the conversation about Anna in my community.
He was part of your community, correct?
No, Zerka did it. It was on his whole other
Right,
thing.
Okay. Yeah, Steven, you're so intellectually dishonest. It's
Zerka
Didn't
was
you direct
my
people to her
community.
Did you direct her
directed
Kiwi
her
Farms
towards
because they
the
were
Kiwi
A-logging her?
farms.
No, I posted.
they were A-logging
No,
her?
it's because they kept asking me things from her Kiwi farms. I said, if you want to talk about it, go there and do it.
So
Don't do it
you
to my
had to
community.
give so you had to give them the link.
How do you
You're
define
so
A-logging?
Why do you
dumb,
wait?
dude.
Why do you think my community was talking about her?
Because you wouldn't stop talking.
No,
about her.
because she would go live every single day to talk about what people were saying about her online.
She was a 20 viewer Andy.
What?
And
It
you
doesn't matter when
emboldened
she goes
your
on. When she goes live,
community.
can you stop treating people like children? I know that for you, women aren't real people or whatever, but like
You want
she
everyone to
went.
treat you like a
she
child
went.
right now?
No, I
Stop
don't. No one
bullying
is
me
asking that.
online.
It's
Stop
not.
bullying
It's just
me
this.
online.
It's just this
Then
constantly.
log off. Log off, Steven. You don't have to see it. Log off. You make enough money.
Good job.
You're successful
You did it,
enough to
Lav.
where you don't have
You
to pay
Lav,
attention.
you took over another
Lav,
conversation and
thank
made it
you
about
for
yourself.
calling in.
Yeah, good job.
Thank you for calling in.
Well,
So
you're
for the record,
scared.
right? So for the record, right? My community didn't A-log Anna. That's crazy. All talk about Anna was banned in my community, like on and off for about a year. The issue with Anna, I don't know. I guess everybody just like deleted this from their brains, and I take partial responsibility for this because I should have leaned into it harder. But Anna was going live on her Twitch stream every single day to talk about either me or to talk about comments that she saw about her. There are times where I would delete every single thread, anything that was ever posted on my subreddit, I would delete about her. There was a total ban on talking about her in my chat. We wouldn't bring her up on stream. But then what was happening? And it was content because she would go live on her stream. She would start like screaming and crying and responding to comments. People on Kiwi Farms would start posting about her. Zerka started to farm the ever living fuck out of her. That crazy clip where she's like, "Why did you call me princess?" That was on a Zerka stream. But the only reason I joined that call was because she was already talking about me. And
One
she
of the
had been for
things-
months.
Yeah, just to confirm what Destiny is saying here. One of the issues that I had, because I had just started streaming at the time, I had just gotten introduced to the space, and the incentives to bring on Anna and
Jesus.
basically get her to break down in order for everyone to cover it after was very, very high. We as a community decided to not do that because we thought it would be taking advantage of someone who's going through a thing. But the idea that it was Destiny's community that was egging this on, no.
Well, no, the claim. I'm pretty sure the claim was that they were A-logging her, and it sounds like that's not even being. It sounds like the dispute is that
Well,
they just
she
don't
was
they're
believe
not
being
her after
A-logging.
she was
Wait.
screaming.
She was not being A-logged by my community. What?
How do you define A-logging?
As in people who are obsessively following, posting information about. It could be doxing. It could be just like having like a record or a collection of like all the things that a person is doing. People who are engaged in like excessive hatred or obsession with a person. This is like A-logging.
So if people in your space are talking about her every time she goes live to the point where you're trying to get people to shut up about it and direct them to Kiwi Farms instead, which was the justification you gave me at the time, wouldn't that be A-logging?
They're responding to her. Wait, hold on.
Lavis sent me this.
No, I don't. Fuck Lav.
she
She's
says
fucking
that
retarded.
There's a
A-logging.
just because there's a reason she's being A-logged doesn't mean
No,
it is not
that's not
A-logging.
A-logging.
Right?
Hold on. Somebody responding to somebody is not A-logging. She's going live to talk about me and my community constantly. I would try to delete every Reddit thread I saw about her, everything I could do in my community to ban all talk about her. I did, but she would still go live and she would talk about me. Sometimes she would Google and she would find other YouTube videos talking about it. I had to ask Abba to delete a video on his YouTube channel about her because that was triggering her. Anything she saw on the internet that was about her, she would get triggered about, and then she would have an 8-hour cry stream about. I'm not even exaggerating. I don't know what I could do from my perspective. I tried to ban all the talk of my community. We were not A-logging her. She was stalking me. Do you hold on?
Well,
Anna was stalking me. Do you understand that?
Okay.
Wait. Do you understand? When she was going live every single day to talk about me or my community, Anna was stalking me.
I don't know if it's like stalking to talk about you. She could have been. I'd have to look at.
Hold on. If you go live to talk about a person every single day, to cry and scream about them when they don't want anything to do with you, you wouldn't consider that to be stalking?
if they have been significantly wronged by you, I think that would just be like an
I hadn't
emotional,
significantly
visceral
wronged her. There was no significant wronging.
I think. Well,
You're
okay,
justifying
seems like that's
it.
what she believed. No.
If that's what she believed, you think everybody believes they're the good guy in their own story?
Sure. So yes, I agree. That's why if we introduce like the usage of certain tactics, people can provide infinite justifications for why it's okay when they do it.
Yeah,
so it's
like
more
what they
useful
already
to
do
just
to me. Yes,
unilaterally
you're not making the
condemn.
point you think
so
you
it's
are.
more useful to just unilaterally condemn.
It's not
like,
unilateral
tactics outright.
condemnation has never worked in all of human history, and nobody does it. That's why multiple people on the planet have nuclear weapons, and not just one party.
So just real quick, Lav says that this is an example of your community a-logging her. This is from the wiki, the Destiny.ggg wiki. And she sent me her page and where they give information on her. And this is the example that she has given of a-logging. What is your response to this?
I don't think a wiki is a-logging, number one. It could be, depending on the type of stuff in there, if they're following like day by day, okay? But two, the only reason why I have to start having a wiki on my community is because people like Lav will lie about so much stuff. But the stuff that is on the wiki related to Lav is stuff that's happened on my stream. Like most of the stuff is still in YouTube videos for disagreements. It links to like YouTube videos that exist right now. These are like summaries and shit of arguments that we've had. These are not like, where does she live now and where is she going to school and we're going to try to contact her.
How often is this wiki updated? How long is it updated? Or how often is it updated?
I don't know.
I don't know if is there like a way to check? I don't know.
It's a wiki, so there's probably an edit history in it.
Yeah, would you say like it's probably a-logging if it gets contributed to like maybe multiple times per week, or?
I'm sorry. What do you think a-logging came from as a term?
I think it was like it like refers to like covering like everything a perceived like problematic or funny person is doing
with an obsessive hatred behind it. It was the guy who was, I don't remember the name, Chris something or whatever, who was a-logging Chris Chan. A-logging implies an obsessive hatred.
Well, okay, so I don't necessarily believe that it's always used to denote the hatred portion. Sometimes people cover lolcows that they find like fascinating and want to, but they don't necessarily like personally like respectively hate that person. There are some people that do, but I don't think that's a necessary component for it to be
but they're
a-logging.
usually relying on other people that have a-logged them.
They're relying on other people, which means what?
As in, they rely on other people that obsessively hate these people and obsess over them to stalk them. They go and they look at all the information they've posted about them, and then they cover it in a YouTube video. So the commentary community did this for a long time. Hold on, I'm not saying the commentary community engages in a-logging, but like when people are going to make YouTube videos on lolcows, nobody talks about it in the commentary community. But oftentimes, what they would do is they would go to Kiwi Farms, they would kind of summarize the information there, and then they make a YouTube video about it because a lot of people on the mainstream internet didn't know about Kiwi Farms, and that's what they would do. I wouldn't say that the YouTubers were a-logging people, but they relied on a-loggers who were usually like upset, like the people that are on Kiwi Farms posting every day about a person or posting like really frequently life updates. These are like obsessive people.
Okay, so it's the Kiwi. Okay, so I can agree that the Kiwi farmers, a lot of them are obsessive, right?
Sure.
But it seems like the ascription of people being a-logs is not just used for like everybody that's like personally like has like a visceral hatred that's going through like the usage of bad tactics. It seems like even if you're like covering someone on a regular basis to mock and make fun of them, like with what Queeman was doing to Stardust, it seems like that was described as a-logging.
Sure, because they were obsessively every day. Yeah, it was an obsessive hatred of like tracking and following. Yes.
So if the distinguishing factor that would make it a-logging versus not a-logging is like the obsessive factor, which would be a large quantity and frequency of coverage, then it seems like if Lav's wiki has been contributed to on the DGG wiki like on a daily basis, that could absolutely be described as a-logging.
Nobody is the only thing that
defining criterion.
The only thing that's covered in my wiki are fights that we've had on stream. These aren't like updates of like her personal life. I don't think we talked about Lav in my community for like a year or two. It just depends because every now and then she'll pop up on some weird panel to make some arguments. But no, it's all stuff that's related to like me and Lav having whatever fights or disagreements on stream.
Sure, there can be reasons for why someone like
it's not about it. That's not a reason to a-log. That's not a-logging.
When is the last time you had when is the last time besides now that you spoke to Lav on stream?
Probably 3 days ago when she was talking to Connor.
Oh, I thought you two haven't spoken. Okay, I guess I'm just.
That's why she popped up here now because they're still weird, and also
she wants to be clear. She wants to come back, but I don't think she's gonna.
She can't have a conversation back and forth. It's not worth it. Like again, like nobody will acknowledge that Anna was talking about me, was stalking me, was screaming about me for months. And I don't know, Wick. You can ask any other person in this space if you were to come to me and you were to ask me like, oh, like you want to come and talk to Anna? Like generally, my thing was either hands off or I was like, I don't think it's a good idea or whatever the fuck you guys want to do. The person who is driving that the most, if you wanted to say that there was one person who was singularly responsible for Anna's shit, it would be Zerka. Because Zerka saw that as a good-ass fucking farm material lolcow shit, and he farmed the ever-living fuck. He might have, I bet if you asked Zerka, I bet he would even laugh and say he did. He'd be like, oh yeah, hell yeah, that shit was fucking hilarious. Like, yeah. But my community was not able to Anna.
But if Anna's actually streaming about you that much, right? Then you would assume that not every stream is going to be containing like super notable information. So if people are talking about it so much every time she boots up a live, to the point you have to like direct them to Kiwi Farms instead, it would probably be fair to say they were A-logging her. A-logging can be A-logging even if the things you're logging are just like perceived
If I have a community, if I have 5,000 viewers and somebody's going to go live and start crying about me, like you recognize that Anna apparently had, I guess at the time, untreated OCD, right? Like she literally has an obsessive compulsive illness, and it only takes 2 people from my chat to go and talk to her. If they even do it, or it takes anybody like talking about it, or it could not even be my chat. It could be, because this was back when I had a lot more connections in the Twitch community. It could be somebody in Prime Kai's chat brings it up. It could be somebody, I don't know if Wick was streaming as much back then, could bring it up. It could be somebody in Zerka's community brings it up. I can't control all these other side communities.
No, I agree. But weren't you but I totally agree with that logic. I just feel like that logic isn't necessarily, like, I feel like we're getting blamed for like what every side character on some other forum does, etc. I feel like the acceptance of the fact that individuals are responsible for the acts in which they have control over is like applied to your side.
I was taking every step I could to make people not talk about her. These other people sit by and facilitate it. One of the times I cut Zerka off for like a year was because he would keep farming Anna and he wouldn't stop doing it. But I can't control every other chat. I can't control every other forum. All I can control are the communities that I have where I can ban the talk of her. But I can't control.
Totally agree. Absolutely, completely agree with you on that. You're not going to find any dispute there.
But hold on, but you understand that's the difference between that versus like Kelly Jean saying, check out page 478 of this Kiwi Farms thing for pictures of his girlfriend, LOL. These aren't the same.
That's someone who probably hates you for their own like litany of reasons.
And Justical is defending her.
Which he also hates you, and I would agree. Like in that instance, if like that's the claim is.
I'm not even saying it's right or wrong, but I'm saying it's not even remotely the same. These aren't remotely the same things.
Well, it seems like the like lines that are created, like sure, these two things are not the same, but it seems like the lines that are created for like where we feel like this has crossed the line could also be equally applied in other situations where even though it's not the same, under the criterion provided, it would still cross that line.
Sure, you can say it anywhere else, but for the Anna stuff. What am I?
Interesting. Why do people claim? And once again, I'm not reiterating this as fact.
Sure. Can I just for my own brain, or I guess you're probably. Can you just tell me who's DMing you right now? That's talking about.
I'm not. Nobody's DMing me. Unironically,
okay. The thing that you're about to ask me right now is a thing that you just got DM'd. But go ahead. That's okay.
No, I've heard that Mr. Girl. Unironically, I know that one of the claims, because I've said it before on my stream when I was talking about you again. One of the claims made against you was that you were like, apparently, I didn't look into like the Mr. Girl shit, but I'll even close my eyes. One of the claims that was being made about you was that you had been actively engaging in communication with Anna after describing her as a stalker. Is that true?
Yeah, we tried blocking her for, I don't even know how many months. We tried blocking her for months. That wouldn't work. I tried being friends with her again, and then that seemed to work for a little bit. And then eventually something would happen, and then she would lose her mind for a month or two again. Then we would try being friends for a little bit again. In those times, she would also sometimes try to sexually engage me again. And when I say sexually, I mean like sexual messages online. I've never saw her more than one time. And then something would happen, and then she would like split again or whatever the fuck else we'd fight. And this whole process happened over the course of, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 years.
Yes, but why, if you believe she's like some obsessive stalker, why feed into it at all? Why not just block her and never talk?
It doesn't matter if I'm talking to her. Dude, you're not listening to me. She is streaming every single day, finding any comment she can on the internet to cry. She got partnered on Twitch because she would cover me so much that she was getting viewer bumps from other communities that would go and watch it. Nothing I was doing was stopping her from talking about me.
Didn't she eventually? Okay, but do you not feel? Okay, didn't she eventually burn out and stop though? And do you not feel like engaging in active communication with her will just reignite you in her head and cause it to continue?
It didn't matter because one, that I don't know what finally stopped. I think she finally got medicated after like our massive Zerka burnout. But there was nothing that whether I was engaging or not engaging with somebody, it's not like I can sit here and not talk about a person for 4 months and they're still having daily crash outs about me. And it's like, I guess I'll just wait a couple more months. Like sometimes when we were friends, sometimes she chilled and nothing was going on. And then other times somebody would say a comment online and then she would see it and then she would spiral and then it would all get like completely fucked again. And then we would go back and forth like that sometimes.
Well, as you're describing her to me, and I'm putting myself in your shoes here, if I believe
I'll be
that
right
somebody
back.
had this
No
like
spoilers.
illness that was causing this like stalking, like obsessiveness with me, like I couldn't imagine like ever like I feel like it's just a total risk to even like engage. I couldn't even imagine feeding into it, right? So I
What
guess I'm questioning, like,
responsibility does that
decision.
give me over her stalking me?
It doesn't.
Then why is
right?
this
And I
even
don't
relevant
agree
at
it's
all?
stalking-
Wait, then
I don't
why
agree-
is it even relevant at all?
Because I can't conceivably see someone talking to someone and engaging with them in this way if they view them as like an obsessive stalker.
How do you
Like,
explain Gisticle and Cherry then? He flew this girl out after committing her for being suicidal. Me and Anna had never gone that far, and he tried to date this girl after knowing that she was a
is he-
crazy
is he
BBD for 3
claiming-
years.
And is he claiming today that she was stalking him?
No, but she well, it depends on I guess it depends on whose DMs you believe
think he's
on
ever
Twitter.
claimed that.
He
You're the one that was
absolutely
making the
no.
stalking claim.
He has absolutely claimed. I believe he said initially that because he was telling different people different things that Cherry showed up. I mean, I can pull out the DMs from Kelly. He claimed that Cherry was sending him a bunch of nudes without consent. He claimed that Cherry flew to Canada to meet him without ever even knowing where he lived. Now, it's hard to know how much of that was false versus true because eventually Gisticle started to change his story once Kelly started to leak stuff. Because remember, according to Gisticle, they hadn't even started dating until June, but we found out that that was probably true 7 months earlier. But the nice thing about Gisticle is there's no analysis of his life. There's no obsessive, snarking focus. There's no A-logging of everything going on with Gisticle. It's only of me. It's only my stuff.
When the Cherry shit was getting leaked, I mean, I was covering, everyone around me was
Bullshit.
covering in our space.
Probably for one day.
Yes, I've made fun of him for it to his face on stream.
That's
because of the
great, but
temporary
you
falling out
literally
between
don't know
us.
a single fact that I just gave. You don't know any of this stuff. So
No,
clearly
I
you weren't
know-
really
I-
covering
here's-
it.
no,
You know more
here's what I do
details
know.
about me
What
and
do I need to
Anna
know?
that you don't even have first. Hold on. When me and Anna were going back and forth, you were like 16 years old, and you seem to know more about that than Gisticle and Cherry.
No, I know. I'm pretty sure I know just as much about Gisticle and Cherry as I know about you and Anna. I knew some of the broad claims that are being made there, and I know some of the broad claims that are being made here. I actually probably know a little bit more about Jay Stock and Cherry because I can like remember like specific messages of like her asking for shit back in his chat. I know like I remember that comment you said where he talked about like dating, like, how he wouldn't date anyone in his server, etc. I remember all that shit, right? And I've given him
More
I've
than
given him
that,
shit for
though,
it.
he also said that like I'm engaged in a pattern of abuse against women because I'm knowingly dating or hooking up with girls that have mental illness. Cherry was known to be severely mentally ill, and
What's
just
the word you just used there? What do
What?
you think I'm gonna say
What?
to ask your own question? Pattern, right? Pattern.
Yes.
There's a difference between getting with someone that has a mental illness and the claim that's been made against you, which I don't even know if that's true or not, but it seems like the broader claim is that you seek it out and it's a pattern. You go for them because they have mental illness. That's what I've heard.
If that
right?
was the case,
Okay.
wait,
Okay.
Wait, hold on. If that was the case, why
One
didn't
quick,
I?
and then I got something to say.
Why didn't I meet up with Anna after she went crazy the first time? Then why did I never meet with her again? I could have 1 billion times, right?
Well, it seems like you were sexting with her, right?
I think we did 1 or 2 times over the next year. But forget sexting. Couldn't I? I could have very easily flown out and met her, right?
I mean, if you have to do a 1-to-1, sure, I guess it wouldn't be identical, but I think sexting is still like intimate engagement.
No,
Obviously it's not
come
nearly
on.
as intimate.
It's such an infantilizing. Whether or not which again, she also initiated every fucking sext or whatever. It's not like I was like begging her or anything. It's her messaging me. Whether or not we sexted a couple times in the course of our year where she was going back and forth on things, I'm clearly not aggressively pursuing this person. If they're the ones that are talking about me constantly, this girl is 32 years old, like 6 months away from having her clinician's psychiatrist, or not psychiatrist, but she's gonna be like a clinical therapist person. Okay, like how I don't understand how this person has no agency whatsoever. But I'm abusing this person who's stalking me and A-logging me that other people are making a content out of every single fucking day. That Zerka's farming this person, stalking me.
Okay. I do have something to say. It's a little tangential, but it's annoying me. So, Lav, if you want to have your say, I will invite you on next week to do that. And we can have a talk. We can have a chat, all you want. But for you to spam my DMs calling me dishonest and sweeping because I don't let you on to my platform to monologue, no, fuck off.
I feel like to be
SSRI.
you were
get
fine
back
with
on your
Stardust
meds,
monologuing,
get
to be
fine
fair.
peace, fine
You're
God.
fine with
I don't
Stardust
care.
monologuing.
If you think I'm dishonest, if you think I'm sweeping, why would I give a fuck what you think? Fuck off.
She's obviously
Fuck
passionate
off.
about this, but Stardust sounded like she was like on the verge of tears as she was discussing this. She was obviously very impassioned. We let her go on an entire
Stardust
monologue.
is my friend. Stardust has
Okay.
had my back.
Okay. I'm
Stardust
glad-
has done things for me. Stardust gets privileges that Lav, who is not my friend, who I have no connection to, does not. I
Got
give
it, I get-
privileges to my friends.
So you own the sweeping and bias. Got it.
Do you think that by letting Stardust speak more because she is my friend that I'm sweeping.
I think yes. I think if your claim is that you are supposedly the reason Lav is not in here is because you take gripe with like the monologue
because she's annoying
there's a situation
me.
that just occurred.
And I don't have to bring someone on who's annoying me.
I don't think you have to at all. I'm just saying the reasoning you provided.
No.
The reasoning
and if
you
think
provided
I'm
is inconsistent.
Call the consistency police. They'll have me arrested.
I'm just making the descriptive claim. I'm not saying you need to be arrested over it. You're just obviously being inconsistent about
it. Okay. Continue on your guys' debate and stuff. I just needed to say that. So yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I feel like. I mean, where were we? What were we just saying? What was the point being made? Totally forgot.
Anna is an adult. They had agency. They were pushing this the entire time. This person was obsessively stalk covering me for a year, going live on her stream, screaming and crying, responding to things in chat. There were people that were intentionally spinning her up. Some from Kiwi Farm, some from Zerka's community, some from... I'm sure there must have been at least a couple from my community. But if I caught people doing it, if she passed me the name, I would ban them from my stream. I ban all commentary about her from my stream. I wouldn't let people... Obviously, there was no host or raid, or they couldn't mention things or whatever. I saw people doing it, I would ban it. I did everything I could to not have people engaging with her or to not give her something to engage on. I couldn't control every single other peripheral community around me. And the idea that somehow...
I've never expected you to. I don't expect you to do that,
sure,
right?
But there's no way that this could be listed as an example of me abusing somebody or chasing. There was... I don't know what the fuck else I'm supposed to do at this point.
Yeah, so it sounds like other people make that. My gripe here, based on the story you've described to me per your own wording, is the claim of stalking. Because at least how I view stalking, I've seen it as repeated, unwanted, unreciprocated contact. When someone has clearly made efforts to distance themselves from the party involved, and they continuously attempt to get in contact despite this. I think that would be stalking, and I feel like the stalking claim doesn't necessarily work.
Well, the stalking claim was she wanted to talk to me every single time about these things that would come up. And we did this a little bit where I would remove comments, but then she would spiral over and over and over again. And especially if I was streaming and I couldn't respond to her, then she would go live and then she would start complaining. And it was reaching out to me. It was reaching out to Melina, my wife. It was probably reaching out to other people in the community. Regardless of how you view any of this, though, my community was not A-logging Anna. There was no A-log. I don't even know if there's anything to A-log. She's just live on her stream every day crying and screaming about me.
Well, if they're monitoring her streams every
who's they? Going live on one person in my community? No, there weren't people.
It was one person in your community that was talking about it when she went live.
No, my community was banned from talking about her. They weren't allowed to mention her going live. They couldn't do it.
Well, yeah, you seems like you did that in response to A-logging. That's why I'm not saying that you were...
Hold on. Every single mention of another stream. Come on, wait. I'm going to lose my mind. Why are you doing this, bro? I know you're...
Seems like that's the logic you guys are applying to Stardust and Queeman. So I'm just...
Queeman, if I were to go and look at Film Rot or whatever the fuck, what's that thing called? And try to figure out how many times Queeman has mentioned Stardust. How many times do you think she's come up in his fucking YouTube channel?
Probably in all of his streams, I don't know, fucking 200 or something. Or we're talking about
200 times?
Remarks.
How
much? He's been going live for years, right? I've had if you find someone funny and worth making fun of or whatever, and they're just your personal lolcow or whatever, it wouldn't be that would actually not be a huge number.
Oh, Lav's leaking my DMs in J-Stalk.
Yeah, of course she does. She always does this. So somebody in my community responding to somebody talking about them is not that's not A-logging. If I'm screaming, if I go live and I start screaming about Gisticle, and Gisticle, for instance, Gisticle has been going live over the past, I think, 2 weeks or whatever, talking about me. He's not A-logging me there. He's responding to the things that I'm saying about him. You agree with that, right? Gisticle's not A-logging me over the past 2 weeks, right?
Sure, but even when he's covering shit that you're involved with other people, and it's not a direct response, I still say that's A-logging, right?
Nobody uses it this way. You're out of step with the entire community. You're using a definition that nobody else in the community uses. This is ridiculous.
That's not true. You don't think the term A-logging is applied to the repeated persistence and often frequent coverage of a single individual that you take issue with?
What definition did you just read there? And tell me which part of that definition.
I'm not reading. That's my definition. I'm not. You keep saying I'm reading shit. If you want me to wear a blindfold,
you just pulled that random sling of words,
Yes. I don't know what to tell you. You keep accusing me of reading shit. I'm not fucking. I'm not reading anything. That's my definition.
Okay.
I might have read. I might at most. No, actually.
A-logging is when you are obsessively covering somebody, generally with a hateful turn. It's not responding to somebody, though. When Gisticle's going live, every day, every night, or whatever the fuck over the past 2 weeks, covering me, he's responding to me attacking him. He's not A-logging me. Those are responses to me.
Has the bulk of his negative coverage about you just been responding to what you say about him?
No, of course not. But
Yeah,
but
of
I'm
course,
saying over the
yes, we agree, and that would be a-logging.
No,
right?
no, I don't know. No. Generally, other people a-log for him, but that's a totally different thing. I'm just saying that if I'm going live at first, but I'm not even responding to Anna's coverage of me. People in my stream or people around me sometimes would notice that Anna is going live and screaming about me because she would reach out to me. She'd reach out to other content creators. She would sometimes go in other chats and start typing and spamming. That's not other people a-logging her. She's like a-logging herself. Nobody is a-logging her except for maybe a few of the Kiwi farmers that might watch her
just real
obsessively.
quick, Lav can come on if she brings J-Stock. If she brings J-Stock, and J-Stock comes on too, I will allow you both on. I think that's fair.
Yeah,
I just don't know what the definition would be.
You've given her a burden she can't meet to justify not letting her speak.
I just don't know what if a few people in my chat, which wasn't even happening, but were watching Anna stream when she went live to cry and scream about me, that means that my community was a-logging Anna? That's crazy.
Yeah, I think if you're following like like she was a nobody, right? Besides her association with you, right? I think like obviously like people in your community would be like naturally interested, but like if they're covering like every like 20 viewer live stream, I'd say yeah, it's persistent, frequent.
My community wasn't doing
a-logging.
this though. The only time people knew is if she would try to get other people to notice.
So why did you, per your own admission, like tell them to go to Kiwi Farms instead?
This was months and months after, because then the people started posting on it, and then instead of referencing her streams, people in my chat would say something like, hey, did you see this thing about blah, 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 blah? And then because so many people would keep bringing it up without mentioning her name, we had a 1-minute moratorium, or anti-moratorium on Anna posting, and I said, if you want to talk about Anna, go to the fucking thread and do it. Don't do it to my community. We're not going to have people spinning all this shit up on my community. That's the only time I ever said this.
So your community, yes, so your community was a-logging her, and then you took
You're
corrective
fucking
measures,
retarded. I'm sorry.
right?
Fuck. I tried.
How is that not
I used good faith.
How
You're
is that
retarded.
not?
Anything that
You have
happens
no
to you,
response.
it's just no. I
no-
have
if
responded a
anything
million
happens
times.
to me,
I would love.
just
I
like
would
threats.
love it.
No substance.
What do you mean no substance? What do you think I would feel like if Justical and all these other people, if Justical and all these other people were to say, guys, we're not going to talk about Destiny anymore. If you want to talk about it, go to Kiwi Farms. What do you think I would say?
Sorry, say it one more time.
If Justical and all these other Justical, Queeman, wow, the Substance guy, all these other people, if they were to say, guys, we're not going to talk about Destiny anymore. If you want to talk about Destiny, go to Kiwi Farms. What do you think I would say?
You wouldn't. You probably wouldn't care about any of these people. Sure.
Yes.
But I'm not.
I would say amen.
But I don't take.
Amen.
But I don't.
Amen.
Yes.
It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing.
The dispute. No. Okay. There's never going to be like a 1-to-1 just because two things.
No,
aren't
it's
identical.
not even of the same kind of thing. I'm not maliciously linking Anna's Kiwi Farms thread, right?
Okay.
This is Aiden. Just real quick, not to double team you here, but I am going to a little. This is
ahead.
why people are like. I don't know if you're being honest here. It's very hard to believe.
It's because this is the just so you know, this is the narrative talking point that the Snarker people desperately have to hold on to me, because the Anna story is the most important thing that Mr. Girl, fuck, Anna might actually be a Mr. Girl fucking rape fan. I don't know, but this is like the one thing that they have to hold on. This is the one thing they have to hold on to as hard as anything, because if the Anna story falls apart, all of Lav and Mr. Girl's obsessive justifications completely fall apart, and that's basically all they have for my history of crazy abusive shit when it comes to other women. So the Anna thing is like, he can never give on this. I have to have linked that thread in a malicious manner. My community has to have been a-logging Anna. I have to have been telling my community she was crazy and sexier at the same time. All these things none of these things he can give on. It doesn't matter how much I say or how many facts are presented or whatever else is going on. There's just no way to move him off of this.
Do you think I like that they have these talking points against you?
Of course, yes. It makes things nice and easy. It makes things super simple. Yes.
I was a fucking huge fan of yours. Okay, it's disappointing. It's like disappointing as shit.
Why does it matter? Yes. The strongest anti-fans come from ex-fans. That's what an anti-fan is, of course.
But you're trying to argue that I have some like predisposed bias against you, when if anything, I'm actually upset like that they have something here.
That's not how anti-fanning works. When you become an anti-fan, you don't have a predisposed. That was maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago. How long ago was the Anna shit even? 6 years ago? Was that
22, 20?
I was
no, wait, because wasn't the Anna stuff like during COVID?
It might have been 21.
So that was 5 years ago? You're saying you have a predisposition to liking things I'm saying because you were a fan of mine 5 or 6 years ago? That's crazy.
No, I was a fan of yours up until the Pixie shit dropped.
That's fine. Then 2 years ago.
All these other arguments, all these other like anti-fan arguments, whatever, I heard afterwards because I started talking to people who were making the criticisms against you. When I was informed of these arguments, they seem to be sound and valid, so I've accepted them. What you've presented to me to refute them doesn't make any sense, right?
What doesn't make sense? Hold on. Wait, play this one. Here, 2 minutes.
Okay, DM it to me. Hold on. All right, I got to get past all the DMs. Okay, let me bring it up on screen. Full screen it. Everyone there? Everyone watching?
Yep.
This is a Zerka panel,
No,
by the
he's
way.
not laughing at me.
I have literally
I'm not
told
laughing
my
at me.
community. I have literally told my
But
community.
you never
me and Anna are fine,
apologized, though.
Everything is okay. Everything's chill. But then, like, 2
But
weeks
no, you
later,
didn't,
you'll
though.
randomly come back and be like, oh,
But,
like, you
Steven-
laughed during this, or oh, this happened, or blah, blah, blah. Listen, this is all I want. I want to be in a world where neither of us ever mentions either person ever again publicly, ever. We don't have to talk privately. We don't have to say anything publicly, and then just move on. I've had the same conversation like 5 times, but it is impossible for you to hold fast to this. You cannot do it, because as soon as you agree to it, which you have in the past publicly on stream before, that we won't
But
talk anymore, we
Steven,
never
that's
mention each other publicly,
because
then like
you
2 weeks later,
don't-
you'll be tweeting shit about me every fucking time. You've done this over and over
Because
again for
people,
years.
because you haven't taken any responsibility for it.
Anna,
You haven't
Anna,
said
Anna,
like,
Anna,
but you
I'm not
haven't
gonna-
said
no.
like, I was wrong for saying that stuff. Like you never said that. Like,
Anna, he says you're her.
Anna,
Anna,
I
he
don't
says,
agree with you. Anna, we don't say,
Yeah.
I'm never going to quote unquote take responsibility, because your idea of me taking responsibility is saying that everything that happened was my fault. I don't agree with that. I think
I
you
mean,
fucked
I
up
don't
a lot
say
of it.
that. No, but I say that I fucked up. Sure, but like but like literally the things you did were emotionally abusive, and you've admitted
Shut
to
the
this
fuck
to
up,
me.
Anna,
Like,
dude, you do so many
okay,
manipulative
but-
abusive things. I don't
okay,
care. I just gotta move on.
no,
Like,
what?
this is
Like
you
what?
deflecting though.
Like,
This
it's
is you
not something-
deflecting.
What
Maybe,
specifics?
So many
but
things
you're
you guys
gonna
are
do.
wrong.
How long are we doing?
Wait, I mean, that's enough. Like, I cannot get rid of this person. I've tried, even in this conversation, I've tried to get rid of this person. They are getting hosted on platforms, mainly on fucking Zerka's show, and I cut Zerka off for like a fucking year after this. They continue to find, it's not even me or my community, it'll be another.
Did you sext her after this exchange?
I think by the time after this one, I don't think we did anymore. I think after this, she had like one big final huge crash, I think, on this thing. But even if I did, it wouldn't even matter. It doesn't matter. I'm trying everything I
It
can
would
to
matter
get...
for your claim. It
No,
would matter for, I'm not
bro,
making,
you're
it would matter for
fucking-
your
you're so
claims.
retarded.
You're making the claims against her, right? It
My
would matter
claim
for
is
the
that I
claim
want
she's
her to
stalking
stop
you.
talking. Yes, stop talking
Yeah,
about
so
me.
a good way to do a start would probably be to not actively, sext her, right?
She's the one pursuing me. She's trying to add me. She's trying to add my girlfriend. She's trying to add other people around me. She's hopping up panels on me. I don't think we did after this one or whatever, but like every strategy that I have, ignoring her didn't work. Being friends with her kind of worked a little bit. She tried to be sexual with me. We were sexual a little bit, that kind of whatever. But then eventually we go back, and then we be friends, and then we go back, and then we be friends, and then we go back. This happened for like 2 years.
Yeah, so somebody's like if somebody's like obsessed with you, don't
Bro,
you
you're
think, like,
fucking
sexting
retarded.
continues
You're
to lead
so
them
fucking
on?
retarded. It's her fault. Do you acknowledge that it's her fault? 100%.
It's her. Well, it's not like I'm not like a kid. It's not like it's one person's fault. Like,
no.
I'm saying
Who is
there
the
were
one that is
wrongdoings on-
driving? No, motherfucker. Who's driving the interactions on every single engagement? Who's the one that's pushing it every single time?
She's the one talking about you.
Yes,
because she's
and then who's hosting panels to have things about it, to make content and memes about it? It wasn't me, right?
Yeah, but you're calling into those panels, and then you were after describing her as an obsessive stalker,
Calling
actively sexting her.
calling
thus
into the yeah, and
continuing
she's
the
describing me
cycle.
as abusive and evil or whatever after trying to get into my relationship. Which what? So
Do you
what?
Do you not think stalking, if that's what happened, do you not think stalking is more likely to persist when you sex the person you believe and describe as stalking you?
Okay, so there's nothing wrong with anything I've ever done to any girl as long as they've also had sex with me. Then, right?
There's nothing wrong you've done to...
whether or not
What?
whether or not I engaged at all sexually with her has nothing to do with this. There's nothing
Yes,
that
it
I
does,
could.
because it has to do with your
Just-
claim.
just
that
a
There's
she's stalking
nothing
you.
that I can
It's a
do
housekeeping thing?
that would justify her
real quick. Yes,
compulsively going live and talking
I
about
got
me
it.
every single fucking day.
Please. Give me a sec. Just a housekeeping thing, because I'm actually not sure. Counterpoints wants to ask.
No,
you a question.
fuck no. He can go
No?
diddle his own kids again. Fuck that guy. No, I'm good.
Okay, fair enough.
Wait, what? What was that claim? Is that a new claim you guys have come up with?
Nothing justifies Anna talking about me obsessively for years. Nothing does.
So I can probably agree. If I was to look at this,
You
nobody's,
can't
like,
even agree with that? You think there might be a
No,
justification
no.
for talking about me for years?
No. Okay, but if you acknowledge this person had a mental illness that predisposed them to obsession, I don't know why feeding into that obsession by actively
I'm not talking
sexting
about
them would
that.
get it
I'm
to
saying that
persist.
nothing
I'm
justifies.
responding to your claim
I don't care
that she was
about
stalking you.
My claim is nothing. Okay, we'll drop stalking since you don't want to own any strong claim against anybody ever
Well,
against
no,
me, and you
did
never
she
will.
stalk you
You
or
never
not?
will. You
Well,
never will.
did-
She did. Most people would agree with that, but you'll never own a strong claim against me. That's fine.
Stalking is no. People are not sexting people they describe as stalking them.
You don't think
Stalking is
anybody? Hold on. You don't think
persistent,
anybody ever
unwanted contact
weaponizes
and
sex,
following.
especially against men? Really? Maybe not against you, I guess, but like, listen. No, hold on, stop. You don't hold on. You don't think that people have sex with people that they're stalking? You don't think women ever weaponize or men?
That's like sucking dick.
You're not a sexual degenerate. You're called a virgin, not by choice. That's great. There we go. All the personal attacks. Yes, get them all out here. What did you say 6 months ago that you wanted to rape and cut that woman's throat? Hold on. Attacking and playing victim. I'm talking about nothing justifies.
I only personally attacked you because you went for personal attack.
Nothing justifies. Well, you're making retarded claims. Nothing justifies Anna talking about me obsessively every single day. Nothing does, right?
Sure, but
no, what do you mean sure? No. So it is justified or it's not? I need a binary or a percentage on that. What could possibly justify her going public and talking about me every single day? What could justify that?
Well, she probably believed you had emotionally hurt her in some sense, and she would solve something by talking about you. But I believe that wouldn't be an adequate justification because I don't think talking about you was going to resolve that.
Okay, so then nothing justifies her going live and talking about me, messaging my wife, messaging other content creators, going into other streams and talking about nothing justifies
that's irrational behavior from somebody that you've already admitted has a mental illness.
Irrational? You're infantilizing.
You can't have it both ways.
I'm not trying to have it both ways. I'm giving everybody
agency.
They're
irrational and crazy. They're crazy. They're crazy when you need to smear them, but then they have all the agency in the world when it's time to defend yourself.
Somebody can have mental issues and still have agency.
Yes, I agree, but it seems like you were using her obsessive nature against her, and then complaining that she was obsessive after you fed into this relationship.
I do think it's wild. I do think it's wild that we again, Aiden, came on to discuss your debate with Destiny and also who's still spreading my docs, and now here we are litigating the Anna stuff for the second time.
I've just taken this wherever you were. Taken this wherever you wanted to go with it. You're the one that wanted the conversation. If you feel like something's like off topic or whatever, I can. This is your conversation.
This is content, so I'm letting it ride. But
sure. Hold on. Okay, one more. You play. I guess like a minute from here or whatever.
Okay, give me a second. I'll bring it up. Ready?
Go.
You know that you were psychologically abusive to me, Steven. Don't deny it. Come on, don't gaslight. But Steven, you literally ignored me. You gave me the silent treatment. You did the stonewalling.
When they sent you 50 fucking DMs, it's not abuse, Anna.
Steven, that was after you were ignoring me for literally months because I know you were doing that out of anger and control. And my own therapist said this.
Stop. Okay, stop. What the fuck am I supposed to do? I can't believe I let you fucking retards hijack this narrative so much because you're so obsessed with the pedophile rapist, Mr. Girl, and I know you are. You absolutely have the archetype for it, and that leaked call from 6 months ago fucking shows it, okay? 100% you have the archetype of a Mr. Girl fucking rapist. No.
I don't like Mr. Girl.
She just said in that call that I was ignoring her for months. What the fuck?
Okay. So first of all, I have to see the context, but do you not think that if the narrative is being perpetuated, that you used her obsessive nature against her, right? Apparently you said, and I'm reading this one because someone said it in my chat. I'll tell you exactly where I'm reading it from. Apparently you said to her that you would like fix her reputation or something while you were sexting her. It seems like you've been somebody that's been willing to use that obsessive nature when it benefits you, and obviously giving her just enough to keep the obsession going, and then withholding affection absolutely can keep it going, so you just don't feed into it, right? You just don't text her at all.
The fixing her reputation is when one of the things that she would loop about, and there are DMs from her mod coming into my chat to talk about, oh God, watch out guys, she's looping again, don't talk about her. The fixing reputation was me trying to delete every bad thing about her on the internet. That was me fixing reputation. So me asking Abba to remove the video where he covered her massive crash out. Me asking creators in the space, please don't talk about it or ban the thing in your chat if you see it. Me trying to go back to my Reddit history for old threads about her and deleting it. That's me fixing reputation. It's not like I'm saying like, you have to sext me and then I'll fix your reputation, blah, blah, blah. This never happened. Dude, stop, dude. You can't keep doing this. You don't think. What? She is constantly bringing me up. Even after ignoring her for months, she's messaging everybody around me. You could talk to other content creators saying that I'm abusing her. When I do ignore her, she's saying it's because I'm abusing her by ignoring her. When I talk to her, she's saying I'm abusing her and manipulating her by talking to her. You can't keep doing this. Well, don't you think that? She's driving this, all of this.
Okay, so it seems like this person is obviously has some like
mentally
emotional
ill. Don't you think it's the same thing? This is it. You guys are broken records, dude.
No,
You're a robot.
I'm
you are
saying
a
you
robot.
can't have it both ways.
Have what both ways?
You painter's mentally. Then when I invoke it, I'm supposedly trying to take away her agency. You're the
Hold
one.
on, can you just address, Aiden, please? Can you just address it on that
You're
stream that we just saw, just real quick, on the stream that we just saw, Anna said that Destiny hadn't talked to her for months, and she considered that abuse.
And she was messaging people around me saying it was abuse. And she was on these panels saying that I was an abuser.
Like,
sure, I don't think.
So what is?
I don't think the way. I don't think.
What is he's like? If he can't not talk to her because that's going to be painted as abuse, and she's going to talk to people like, this is abusive. This person's abusing me. This person's an abuser, and go on streams and do streams about it. If he does talk to her, then he's abusing a mentally ill woman. Like you're putting him in a no-win situation.
That's not true. Do you not think in like situations of stalking, do you think anybody would be advised to engage with the person at all? That has been like, obviously you've just said he ignored her.
People don't
right?
have
But
people don't
is,
hold on, wait.
If the
people don't have
is,
public lives. It's easy. Like BPD people are easy to treat in real life. You just ice them out. You don't talk about them. Online, they start making fucking twit-longers about you, or they start dating your ops secretly, and then they go on their stream for 6 months to talk shit about you while the other person.
So if a claim gains traction that she's made, then you just go and address that like publicly, dispute it. And if she has nothing, then it collapses, and you could just.
That's not how.
Oh my god, bro, he's fucking retarded. Hold on, just curious. Did you suck a guy's dick 6 months ago? Did this happen, or did some guy suck your dick 6 months ago?
Yeah.
Why the fuck did you just say you don't get engaged in degeneraate behavior then?
I'm sorry, it's degenerate behavior.
To have a guy suck your dick? Are you gay?
Isn't there literally a video of you on the internet?
Are you gay, motherfucker? Are you gay?
I'm bi-curious.
Bi-curious, motherfucker.
Why?
He was sucking your dick. That's not bi-curious. Bi-curious is before the mouth is. Well, because you called me degenerate as a fucking insult earlier. What the fuck?
Well, okay, so I've only had sexual activity probably with like enough people to name on one hand.
You're 21 years old. No shit.
I don't care.
Okay,
I don't care about the sex stuff.
Your 20s are sort of the
about
time actually
stuff.
when you're
20s. You're 21. You're not in your 20s. You're 21.
Okay,
Yeah,
please
but
don't tell me.
in my
Okay,
20s.
this is gone.
Sure, that's fine. I'm sorry, but he pulled out
I'd
logistical
understand your
insult in
shit.
it.
I'd understand your shit more if you were maybe like in your early 20s. I feel like that's like more of the appropriate time where you're going around like fucking like a bunch of random people and shit, maybe, right? But like, you know, I feel like this would be the time where where you would try shit out and get it out of the way.
I'm just saying, I didn't have any guy experience when I was 21. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
Okay. Enough.
Yeah, only when you're 40.
You're gonna,
and the
hold
videos
on,
are all up
Do
on
you
the
have
internet
any
for the world to see,
last? Because I'm done with this conversation. I am done with this conversation. It's gone on in circles, and we've looped and looped and looped and looped and looped, and I think it's time to have some closing thoughts. And let me just ask you, Aiden, as a last thing, and then you can give your final thoughts on the matter, and we can wrap this up. Earlier, right? A couple weeks ago, you called on everyone to rally around to fight against Destiny and DGG and things like that. Given what you know now and the interactions you've had since, do you stand by that call to action, or have you become more neutral? That's what I want to know.
Whenever he says something that I believe to be dishonest,
Answer
and
my
then it's
question,
perpetuated.
please.
Yeah, I am. This is actually a fucking answer. So whenever he perpetuates something that I believe to be dishonest, and then a million like random like sock accounts are perpetuating that narrative, etc., I say, you know what? If they respond with like five of those sock accounts reiterate his claims, have 10 that reiterate the claim that you can argue is truthful, right? So yes, that call to action would remain if there's anything that is said that I believe is a lie.
Okay, so currently that call to action is in force.
If he lies, if I believe he lies, yeah.
Do you believe he's lying?
I think he's lied about certain things, yeah. I don't think the whole...
So it is still in force?
Yes, in response to the lies
that's all
that
I
get
wanted to
disseminated.
know.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give your final thoughts on the matter. And then please, I will remind you, I do want to know who's spreading my docs. And you can take your time, find out, be accurate, and just let me know when that happens. But final thoughts, and then we'll get Destiny's final thoughts, and then I am done with all of you for now, okay?
Yeah, fuck this space. I'll be glad when my court case is over so I can burn all these motherfuckers to the ground because the people here are fucking insane. It's annoying the crazy myths that are existing of me being this manipulator, abuser. Like, people have desperately clung on to these for years. There has never been a leak, never been a DM, and I probably have more shit about me, more fuck videos, more cringy fucking sex, more whatever fucking romantic message that have leaked about me than any other fucking content creator on the space. And guess what? There haven't ever been messages of me saying, I want to fucking slit this fucking woman's throat. I want to fucking murder this motherfucker.
No, there's messages of you saying you hope she gets raped to death with a shovel. I made an edgy joke that you were trying to describe. I've never used that comment against you,
Excuse me, that was not a leak. That was a post on my public Twitter, you fucking retard. What are you talking about?
Wait, I'm sorry. Why would it being leaked or not change the nature of the statement?
Because you're trying to hide it. Because you're trying to hide it. Because all you
How
guys
am I trying to hide it?
You just said it was in a private room, didn't you? It was in a private room that wasn't supposed to leak anywhere, right?
I'm sorry. If you're having a conversation with somebody one-on-one, are you trying to hide all the content?
It wasn't one-on-one, was it? Was it one-on-one?
Okay, not everything is a one-to-one.
No, it was like 6 people. I'm just saying, all I'm saying is that
quantity is not exact. It can still be compared, right?
All I'm saying is that of all the crazy shit that's ever been fucking said about me and all the fucking leaks and everything else, nothing is ever leaked to even remotely substantiate the crazy fucking things that people believe about me. Meanwhile, we just went through 30 fucking pages of Doobie talking about how he's got fucking kids on his mod team that they're flying out to meet while he copies child porn from members of his server because he's got a secret fucking... Yep. No, you don't give a fuck and you'll never talk about it again. I know you won't. You're gonna be fucking friends with this dude tomorrow. He might be the one sucking your dick tomorrow. I don't know.
I don't talk to
bro,
him.
and you don't talk about Cherry. You don't talk about Gisticle. I looked at your channels. There's like 15 mentions of it.
Yes.
There's 15 mentions of it ever. This guy said he wanted to be Cherry's Dr. K. He wanted to take care of her forever while he brought this woman onto his stream to fucking rape her mind so that she would continue to talk about his ops until he used her, abused her, burned her the fuck out, just like he wore out fucking Connor's ass, who's now set himself on fire to try to fucking take me out too, right? And then they toss these people into the wind. You're gonna be the next little fucking fleshlight that they use and abuse and turn out, and then it's just gonna be a whole fucking line of these people, and none of you guys can see the pattern. Meanwhile, Destiny, didn't you abuse Anna because one time in the 2 years of her obsessively posting and talking about you, you had lifted the moratorium on your chat and told people to go talk about her on Kiwi Farms instead of here? Meanwhile, in Just Go server, on page 700, it's so fucking funny how they fucking dox this person. It's so funny on page fucking 1400. I wish I could post it here, but I know we're not allowed to. And you're like, well, look, they're not allowed to, Destiny. You're so beyond fucking retarded. You guys deserve every fucking thing
Destiny,
that anybody. I have no sympathy for any of you. You're crazy.
Okay. Last word, Aiden. Last word,
so
Aiden.
all the things you just
ending.
mentioned, I've only brought them up to refute the narratives that you've given. I believe that those things, not that I take like exceptional personal issue with like you telling people to go to King. I brought that up specifically in response to like disputing the claim that like you potentially are being reckless with your community, like, and the nature of like docs information that was disseminated on that website. In regards to Anna coming up again in this conversation, I've only argued against the claim that you made that she was a stalker. I haven't even said in this entire conversation, I think, if anything you're doing is morally good or bad.
Do you agree at least that she was a stalker?
No.
If she was talking about me every day, if she was
we're
messaging
looping.
people in other spaces every day,
We're
if she was,
looping,
wait, but
trying to
isn't
end
that
this.
stalking? If she's messaging all these other people in the space, talking
I
about me,
would consider.
of course
her
you
a
would.
stalker.
Aiden, how is that not stalking?
Okay.
Does she have to show up at my house?
So I think if
It's
this
stalking.
okay, so where you never interacted or engaged or talked to her at all,
We're
how long
looping.
did this
Okay.
persist for?
Months.
Like,
4 months. We'll say 4 months. She was messaging other
that-
people in this space. She was streaming about me every day. She was talking about me every day. She was going on other panels to talk about me. She was using her credentials as a master psych student to say I was an abuser. She was talking about me abandoning Nathan. What?
Yeah, so in regards to her reaching out to people around you that knew you, like your wife, if you were not talking
And other
to her
content
at any
creators.
point, yeah, okay, other content creators was that to get in contact with you directly?
Sometimes, yeah, or just to talk about me. Dude, look at all the qualifiers. You're so like, you had no
I'm
problem.
saying I've
No,
given you
you
my
had no
definition of
problem saying
stalking.
that I
I gave you my
doxed Anna
definition.
with no context whatsoever. I gave you all the stuff about Anna. You're like, well, how many hours did you spend not talking about her? And when she was messaging all those other people around you to talk about you, was it to talk about you like in particular, or was it just to talk about you're such a fucking piece of shit?
I'm
bro,
asking,
you are
I
full
gave you my,
of shit.
I gave
You're
you
full
my
of shit, bro.
definition for
No,
stalking,
fuck you.
which
You have no
didn't
definition.
dispute.
You do
We're
as well.
ending the
Go ahead.
stream.
Yeah.
We're ending the stream.
Got it.
I'm tired. I'm hungry. My doggy needs me, and I need to take her on a walk. This has been a shit show. But thank you both for coming on and get me that information, Aiden. Bye bye.
Yep. Subtain Underground. Bye.
Okay. Well, that was
The annoying
a lot.
thing is that these people come out
We're not on stream anymore.
I don't care. You're on my stream, so be careful.
Oh, ooh, okay.
These people come out. They have no reputation. Nobody gives a fuck about Aiden. I don't even know if Aiden gives a fuck about Aiden. Obviously, the other people that are using him to further their talking points don't give a fuck about him. But then when I smash the talking points from this guy, also, where's that my one? That crazy woman who lies about her educational background and sits at home all day collecting unemployment from the government to type up her doctor theses about every single person in space. Where did she go? Was she supposed to come on or?
I don't know.
Sorry. No, you might not. My bad. It's annoying that, like, just to go along, these other people will never actually throw themselves out there because they know these arguments are fucking retarded. But, like,
I would love to talk to J Stock and have him confront you on some of the claims he's making, because I think I can't, like, when J Stock talked to me the other a couple months ago, he came on at the Doobie stream, if you remember. He asked me not to bring you on, so I didn't, right? Even though you were asking to get on. I respect those wishes when people ask to not have to confront someone. But at this point, I think he has to. I think he has to answer some of the allegations that you're making. I think he has to address some of the claims that he's making about you, and you have to be able to fight back in some way. I think that needs to be set up. If he doesn't think I am fit to moderate that discussion, fair, but he needs to have it on another channel then. But it needs to happen. Thank you for calling in. It was crazy, and I am really curious to see who gave my docs to Aiden and who else.
why didn't he screenshot that and show it to you?
He says he doesn't remember and he couldn't find it.
What do you mean he doesn't remember? Was it whispered into his ear from a fucking fairy?
I don't know. This is why I didn't like it. It was a very unsatisfying answer, but I think people can see that him saying, well, I was shown it, but I don't remember who showed it to me, is a little fucking...
It's because... I'm sorry. I don't know the full context of the conversation, but it sounds like it was probably like Queeman or Doobie, and he doesn't want to out them as being an overt fucking liar. That's what it sounds like.
I don't know. I have no idea. We'll find out. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Love you. Be careful. Bye. Jesus fucking Christ. I know that arguing the Anna shit seems pointless. But the reason why it is an important like underlying narrative is because I don't know how many of these motherfuckers came from Mr. Girl's community, way more than I apparently, or not came from, but like they went to him, they got like mind fucked by him, and then they went off on whatever the fuck, spun out into their own crazy people. But the Anna mythos is like the underlying thing of everything for these people, because that's what spurred on Lav and Mr. Girl when they were like, oh my God, he's an abuser because of Anna. That's when, I don't have the thing anymore, but it was fucking hilarious. Mr. Girl posted like publicly, like, people are saying that we're trying to manipulate Anna, but we're not at all. And then Mr. Girl posted like a 2-minute audio clip. I don't know if anybody has this anymore. It'd be fucking else to do. Mr. Girl posted a 2-minute audio clip of Lav and Mr. Girl in a call with Anna, like crying, saying, Destiny's about to destroy our lives, Anna. You have to give us your entire conversation history with him. You have to leak the entire... And she did. She sent the entire convo, fucking videos and everything else to fucking Mr. Girl, all of it. So he has all of it, by the way, right? So whatever was in there that was horrible, that would have maybe looked bad or abusive or whatever else, he's got. And he posted his fucking 150,000 fucking Destiny rape article. Yeah, like every single fucking thing that these people have like built about me, a lot of it stems from the Anna arc. But I don't think that people realize the extent to which, like, dude, this girl was the fucking master. The thing is, this was kind of not perverted. The incentives were fucked here too, because for me to defend myself against Anna, part of the issue at the time was, because people had their memes, they said whatever, was that if I ever would say anything about Anna, where I'm like, okay guys, people said that I did this, but like I disagree. If I say anything, she's gonna loop now for another 6 months. So whatever claim she made about me, and she made a ton, people were DMing me shit that I didn't even fucking remember. She claimed that I bullied her into having sex with a fucking condom on. She claimed that she started talking about my kid. Something I found out afterwards, was that she was secretly recording inside of the hotel room. Not while we were having sex or anything, but she was like secretly recording in the background while I was streaming. I didn't fucking know this. There were so many things, but I couldn't say anything about any of these things, because if I did, she would start looping and then she would have another like 3 months of fucking streams on me. And yeah, dude, it was so fucking obnoxious. Oh my fucking God. What is this? Let's hit 3 minutes from here. I don't want to relitigate. Well, I have to, I guess, because this is like, so much of my life is built on the insanity of all of these interactions.
Like I'm crazy or stalked you, and that's not it. The only time that I was messaging you all those times, and when you and you blocked me because you were angry.
You need to lean on the idea that you were being victimized. You cannot be in progressive spaces. You cannot be a male victim. I hate to pull that one out because 99% of the time men are rapists otherwise, but like in the political space that I says, actually, it doesn't even matter here. It's actually just with these particular snarker people, I'll never be a victim, actually. It has more to do with that actually than the male thing. But if you have a fucking white woman who's willing to fucking cry on shit, it's over, bro. Like this woman's behavior, I'm sorry, was fucking crazy for years, no matter what I did to engage with this person. And even if I stopped talking to them, even if I blocked them, even if I ignored them, then they would start messaging my friends. They would start messaging Melina. They would start posting online. It was like, and you can hear her defend it all here.
Messaging you all those times, and when you and you blocked me because you were angry at me, Steven, and you know this. You're completely manipulating it now. You are completely manipulating it now, Steven. And you know I was scared of you. You know I was scared of you.
This weird thing of how are all of these people scared of me, and they spend every second of their lives publicly talking about me and obsessing me. I am like the most terrifying non-threat in the universe. How am I so scary? What have I done to these people? Who have I attacked? Who have I gone after? Like nothing has happened. Nothing has happened to any of the people around me ever. Nothing has ever happened to any of these people ever.
That's why I messaged you so much.
You were scared when he was trying to ignore you?
When I got to Sweden,
I was scared because he was leaking my DMs. He was leaking my DMs.
When I got to Sweden,
and private information.
When I got to Sweden, every single time I picked up my phone, I had like 10 more huge messages from you.
It wasn't 10.
Really?
Because I wanted to talk to you. Like, I had a lot of things to say. I was trying to explain my feelings to you and stuff that you didn't seem to understand.
Listen, you can say whatever you want, but for like a week, I was
No,
getting
it wasn't.
angry. Anna,
it wasn't.
Dude, Linus talked to me about this. Dan talked to me. We've talked about this. This is not something you
can
deny.
Yeah, but
anymore.
like, it wasn't that many messages. It was a normal amount, and I was upset.
Anna,
I was really upset. It wasn't that many. I was really upset though, Steven, and you didn't talk to me over voice. There was a lot of things that I wanted to tell you and explain my feelings to you.
Oh my
you didn't even talk to her on VC?
You didn't talk to me on voice at all, so I had to send you messages. Like, how am I supposed to talk about? He refused to, so how am I supposed to, like, explain my feelings to you and, like, why this hurt and why it came off as callous and stuff? Like...
Okay.
I mean, we couldn't talk over voice, so I had to like.
Yeah, Steven,
I had to message every single person in your life. I had to talk to every single fucking. Listen, don't take it from me, okay? You don't even have to. You don't have to believe me in this, okay? People in my fucking chat were saying this at the time. What does this guy say? Hold on. Destiny, hasn't she already talked to every sexual partner you've ever had? She probably talked to someone who said you did, Pepe W, even people in my chat. Oh shit. Oh, fuck, that's Gisticle. Even Gisticle knows this, okay? Everybody knows this. Everybody knew this at the time. Everybody has rewritten history on all of this, and it drives me fucking crazy because I couldn't say anything at the time to defend myself because every time I would fucking talk about her or say anything about it, she would loop for 6 months. I would kill myself in a video game.
Go ahead.
Okay, here's
I'm
what
not
you do.
crazy at all.
This
There's
is what
literally I just wanted to be understood. I just wanted
this is
empathy.
what a normal, healthy person would do, and every single person in this call will agree with me. And if anybody disagrees, feel free to call me an idiot, okay?
I just wanted you to understand.
Anna, let the red
I'm
pill
not
man.
crazy.
Hold on, Anna.
I'm not crazy, and he needs to stop it.
Yeah, Anna.
Okay.
Let the red pill man LARP as a blue pill. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me LARP. This is what every single person in here would agree with, okay? If you are talking to somebody and you have, let's say you have a hookup, and let's say shit gets fucked. Let's say that I am a manipulator. Let's say that I am abusive. Let's say that I do lie. Let's grant you every single one of those things, okay? What every single person you would say is, okay, that might be true.
Everybody in
wow,
the chat.
Steven is a fucking piece of shit. Fuck that guy. Stop talking to him. No person in here would say, well, maybe if you just keep messaging him, maybe if you keep hounding him, maybe if you DM across all these platforms, maybe if you tweet him, maybe that'll change him. Every single person would say, just stop talking to him. Just stop. It's that easy. Just stop talking to him.
Steven, is it true you said to her, I can't believe you still text me after all that?
No, well, it's kind of. So, like, I was at the gym 4 days ago, and every now and then, so this is the cycle of how our friendship works. Everything will be okay, and then she'll message me, and she'll be like, well, you were so horrible to somebody years ago, blah, blah. And then when she starts doing that, then I'm like, okay, listen, if I'm so horrible, why are you still talking to me? Why the fuck are you still talking to me? Stop talking to me. That's what I say. Because I don't know why.
Because everything would chill. She would give me some thread, and she'd be like, can you delete this or whatever? And I'm like, okay, I deleted this thread. This thread is gone. And then everything would be cool, and then chill. And then out of nowhere, I would get the message where it was like, I can't believe that like 7 months ago you said this. And it's like, fuck me. And then it's all like, this whole situation. Keep in mind also, this person up here, okay? And I hope she gets re-triggered. You know why? Because she also goes into Justicle's chat. Every couple months, she'll show up and talk about how evil and abusive I was, okay? This fucking psycho was 6 months away from having patience as a psychotherapist, okay? This person was working on their master's dissertation or whatever the fuck, was 6 months away from having patience as a psychotherapist. I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do. What the fuck? Whatever your judgment of me, whatever you think of me, whatever what the fuck you want to say, you know, you didn't have this mind, fine. But to say that I was A-logging and stalking and abusing this person who is, it's fuck you, okay? Holy fuck. I cannot believe how much myth has been built off of this one story about me. And you can go and look up whatever the fuck you want. There are so many things to say things, so many people that say things about this. Talk to any of these fucking people if any of them exist anymore. I know Stardust is here. Wick was just getting into it. Here's fucking Zerko, who's farming the fuck out of it. Oh my fucking God. The crazy stories built of us. Jesus Christ. Anyway. She was talking to Justical server during the first time you talked to Aiden. What, today? Oh, last month? Yeah, she shows up every now and then to remind people that I'm an abuser or whatever bullshit. And she also plays these stupid fucking snarker games. I've got like 8 clients scheduled for tomorrow, so rip, but things are good. Hope you're doing well too. Food Shops is in Wick's waiting room. I'm assuming to defend Destiny some more. Skullface. You know what would probably not be healthy for her? You know what would probably not be healthy? Is going online and watching content about me would probably not be like the healthiest thing. You know who is facilitating it in their Discord and talking about it? Just like they did with Cherry, just like they just did with Connor, just like they do with any other. And meanwhile, these people are the ones who are saying, I'm weaponizing the mentally ill girls. It's these people who do it. It is these people who fucking do it. Not only do they do it, but all of them were cheering it on the entire time when I didn't even want to. You know what? Actually, you know what? There might have been aspects in my community that were fucking A-logging her. There might have been. If they were, it was people like fucking Justical. And it was people like fucking Queeman. People who are no longer in my fucking community. It was messages like this. Chud Logic covering the Anadrama today. Linking a tweet to Chud. Pepe left. It was people like this that made me ban all fucking mentions of her from my fucking chat. Too many people were obsessively talking about it. None of them have anything to say about it now. All of these people loved it. All these people were chilling it. I did not like it. I did not facilitate it. I did not want to be involved in it. And every time she would fucking get wound up or anything, oh, Merle's gotta go. Merle was her mod at the time. This is a woman pushing 30, actually retarded. Here we fucking go, babe. Step is a fucking god. I could fix her. Cover. Like, does anybody have anything to say about any of these people ever? It really makes you think, huh? And then to say that Zerka was my orbiter, holy fuck, bro. But all of these people have had all these opinions, and then they switch. They're like the women defenders. Forethought was Pixie's #1 enemy. She used a secret fucking Reddit account to fight with him. Forethought, tell Pixie her only aspiration in life is to be a politics YouTube rape victim. Godstony. By the way, pretty sure if you go to Justicle's Discord, is it still that one room is locked and the only person who could view it is just as a Pixie? Because Justicle is Pixie's #1 little dick suck who passes along other mentally ill people. Abby is another person right now, by the way, whose brain is fucked through multiple fucking injuries and everything. That Justicle facilitated her being swept along into the fucking case. That Pixie is also complicit in the abuse of, is to get this girl to lie about DMs that we've sent to try to, I guess, to attack me. But again, these people will set all these fucking people on fire to attack me and then accuse me of doing it. Anyway. Yeah, true, actually. Fucking Gisticle and Pixie might be dating right now. Who the fuck knows, actually? Thank God, though.
Empathetic person or whatever, but like a big part of maturity, obviously. Like Connor was correct in the description, like in, I don't know how much of this is like a trauma thing or whatever, but like that mindset, you sort of grow out of that. You sort of grow out of it unless you like have, I don't know, fucking personality disorder or something, but you sort of grow out of that like as you get older and begin to realize like it's not actually like it's actually kind of like a loser.
Crazy. And look at that, the microsecond this little twink fuck gallops off of Wix platform, it is verbatim every single talking point. Every single talking point against me. Who's in the stream donating? Who couldn't join during the stream? Oh, look at that. It's Doobie donating money, all the support as much as he can. Bro, this ecosystem is crazy. And if you missed it tonight, don't worry, because Hassan is going to be retweeting it or talking about it tomorrow. It's actually insane to me that this is kind of crazy. You got to admit, this is kind of fucking crazy, right? That this guy who supposedly doesn't know anything about me, can't speak to the details of any of my drama or say anything at all, right? But somehow knows every single fucking thing about the Anna stuff. Also, I liked when he was like, that death threat, that's when I was 20 years old. So you mean like 4 months ago? What is this? Desperate streamer interrogates Anna Voir over Destiny divorce.
Before, but also I am.
There is nothing I could do. I couldn't even get these guys to stop making content about me. All of these people were farming the fuck out of Anna. You want to talk about, bro, I could have showed up and had a threesome with Anna and her fucking mom, and it wouldn't have been as irresponsible as these motherfuckers covering her every single fucking day. All of them. And she loved the coverage, and they loved to DM and talk with her, and all of them farmed it. And even my community, like 80% of my fucking retards that follow me think like, well, yeah, you know, Destiny's not as bad as I say, but he fucked up a ton. He did a lot of crazy shit during the Anna stuff that was like super indefensible. Fuck you, motherfuckers. What the fuck? This shit was crazy. This was crazy. And I'm coming after your mom with my dick, consensually. Okay. Are we good? Do we have a good... Do you think... I don't even know... Oh, I don't know what chat these are from. Wait, what is this? 9:25. Timestamp and see Dono. Is the drama arc over after the case is finished? Hopefully. Once I do my video, it will severely curtail it. Look at the Dono.
Well, I mean, I guess as an example, this might be kind of a poor example, but like the Israel-Palestinian conflict, I know this is like it's a very very emotional topic, but just as an example, the Israel-Palestinian...
Oh! I just realized, holy shit, I'm so fucking... The Anna drama was like... It was like 5 years ago, right? This is even way after. And people like Queeman are still farming her. Because this was like our final big... This was like our final big crash out. This stream here. And this was on September 25th of 2021. This is in 2023.
Palestinian conflict. I can use my background in like all that I've learned about in trauma and like basically trauma psychology and victimization. I can take like a trauma lens and look at the conflict basically through like a framework of understanding trauma and trauma reactions and trauma sequelae and stuff. And yeah, I don't know, that's just like one example that maybe other people wouldn't have like thought of, basically. I mean, because the whole conflict can be summed up in like one word: trauma. A lot of fucking trauma in that conflict.
Gotcha. Are you talking about like people's reaction?
And the amount, I'm not allowed to also, because also, by the way, and remember this, there's never been proof. There's never been DMs. Remember when I talked to Chud Logic and I was talking to Chud Logic about, like who's mind raped you with DGG narratives? And he had no examples of this. And listen, I don't even, no, I do blame Chud Logic a little bit, right? He had no examples. There's never been DMs of me leaking any of this shit. Or I'm sorry, when things have leaked of me ever like mind raping anybody like this. But like these people will just come out and fucking say it, right? So this is part of Mr. Girl's 100,000 word report about I'm a manipulator abuser, okay? As discussed in Anna's section of this report, I saw the hate mob forming around Lav, and I begged Anna to give me a recent screenshot of Destiny sexting her, which I thought would give Lav's claims and my soon-to-be-exposed investigation. This is where Mr. Girl was DMing every single woman that had ever been associated with me, ever in my entire life. If they were on my stream 7 years ago, fucking Hafu, I don't know if you remember her, ex-girlfriends that I had to rest, Tiger Lily, like every single girl ever, he messaged them and said, there are women that are coming out about Destiny, accusing him of whatever. Do you want to be part of this story, right? And of course, no, there was nothing. But so this is them pressuring Anna, right? Which I thought would give Lav's claims and my soon-to-be exposed investigation legitimacy. I got Lav and Shaylin. I didn't even remember. Shaylin was there too. I got Lav and Shaylin in a group call with Anna, and we all begged her for the proof. Anna said that she would feel guilty for betraying Destiny's trust and urged me to go forward without the proof, but I thought the impact of a screenshot would be significantly greater than even an admission from Destiny. She eventually agreed. However, looking back, I think going public with the screenshot actually made things worse for Lav. I did not understand Destiny's fans or my fellow Orbiters, despite having worked closely with them for a year. I told both Anna and Lav that I sincerely believe Chud Logic and Irrelevant would take Destiny to task for sexting Anna privately while smearing her as a crazy stalker in public. The phrase I'd settled on, sexual misconduct, was even Chud Logic's idea. I thought, bro, I haven't even actually read this whole thing. How many of these people were working on this in the background? What the fuck? I thought, even if they were a bit self-interested, even if they were only self-interested, distancing themselves from Destiny would be the smart thing to do. Holy shit. Is Mr. Girl my Russia? Does it all go back to him? Oh, remember this? It's worth noting that in 2021, Chud Logic was accused of grooming by a 17-year-old he'd sexted with, who told him that she was 18. She tweeted out screenshots of their DMs, despite, according to her tweets, Chud Logic asking her to promise never to leak this stuff so his YouTube career can continue. Destiny defended Chud Logic on stream, stating that the DMs were normal flirting and that she'd misused the term grooming. In Destiny's own I'm Nuclear stream that day, he portrayed himself and Lav as victims of my manipulation. This definitely, though. None of this is manipulation, though. Bro, holy shit. My life. If you're here for the politics, listen, shit was crazy 5 years ago. Okay. Yeah, the fact that Connor tried to join the call, Connor, you fucking literally, I can't even say what you should do because I'm on YouTube. I don't ever want to talk to you again in any way, size, shape, or form. The only contact I will ever have with you ever is I don't even want to say that because that was a disgusting comment. Stop. Don't ever. We're never sharing a platform ever again in my entire fucking life. Okay, Jesus Christ. Okay. Anyway. Wait until you find out Mr. Girl is actually solo. Doobie is on Aiden's stream right now. The call is even worse. I don't even know if that exists anymore.
Last time I ever spoke to him before that. So
what is this video? Destiny debate start. This has got to be like 7 years old at least.
I was not connected to these people whatsoever. I'm not a Kiwi Farms person. Shit has nothing to do with me. What actually happened is because I'm like a critic of his, and that, to be clear, it's not even
a critic. He's just a critic of mine, by the way. Just a critic, by the way. Spending 10 hours a day literally arguing about how it's okay to dox my kid.
just a pixie
Descriptive versus prescriptive. Descriptive versus prescriptive. Descriptive versus prescriptive, by the way.
shit. Like after that, he started, I think, trying to find some way back to relevancy, right? Or and he would like make crazy statements like Trump Republicans should be afraid to go outside. That joke he made about the drowned kids in Texas, like shit like that. That I thought was really gross, right? So, and because he's a figure in the space, when people talk about him, and when he does these kind of things, people talk about him. When he goes on Piers Morgan's debate, people talk about it. And so I talk about it. And because I disagreed with him, I would disagree with him and criticize him. And then because there are a lot of people in the space who were fans of his, I'd end up arguing with them. Right? Like that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So that to him was unacceptable and was justification to dox me or try to dox me.
He will invent, even if you don't perpetrate wrong. And the reason I'm sympathetic to your sentence is because I've experienced it, and the reason I know that he's like mischaracterizing it is because I've watched them do it with me, and I have not been like.
Why is it? Why is it? I show how many things did I show of Doobie? It was like 8 screenshots and a 5.5-minute voice call or whatever. Doobie comes in, says 3 things, and this guy just believes all of them. What?
Fucking, I didn't like Jay Stock for a long time and shit. Like, we weren't like, and I was all of a sudden being addressed as if I was him personally. I was being addressed as if I was you personally. And
I wonder why.
You probably don't even remember talking. I spoke to you once on a Prime Case panel like 4 years ago or some shit. Like, I don't know you. Which is just like, I watch how they do it in real time. So you can't take him at his word whenever he's characterizing criticism against the opposition, because he's evidently demonstrated a pattern of behavior where he knows he can't win on argumentation logic alone. He'll just look for dirt in your past or shit that he can mischaracterize as dirt to try to invalidate your argument, when that's obviously just like a total pivot.
Yeah, I think, and because I try to be sympathetic to him a little bit. I try to understand why.
It's crazy. This is like, these are psychologically manipulative ecosystems, right? Like, we joke about it. I think I've done irreparable harm actually by memeing about this so much. That one Reddit post about how like in any other world this would qualify as like a fucking like a whole ass like psyop, like it really would. But I've memed it into like all of it is just going to be a joke. But like, every single time you have a disagreement with me, you're immediately brought back into a room of people to engage in a whole bunch of like self-soothing, narrative massaging, fact reframing, like any of the discomfort that you might have felt when for the first time in your fucking life you had to actually engage with a substantive disagreement about me. As soon as that happens, you're whisked back off to the back rooms for somebody to take care of you and to tell you, no, it's okay. All right, here's $200. All right, and just let me whisper into your ear for an hour about how everything he said was a fucking lie. This is the reason why it's all not true. Everything's going to be okay. Just like, listen to me. We're going to take care of you. Like, you're going to be part of our communities. We're all donating to you. We're all in your chat. The same shit they did to Connor. The same shit they did to fucking Cherry. The same shit they did for fucking Lav and Mr. Girl. The same shit that they do over and over and over again until the person's not convenient anymore. Then they burn them out. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Behaving this way. And I really think that a lot of it is he has fans that will go into Discord servers, like Wix server, for example, and they will strike up conversations about him with me. And because I'm criticizing those conversations that they brought up, they will like record them and send it to Desmond like, oh, Doobie's talking shit about you. So I feel like a lot of that happens, not just with me, but probably with other people too. And this is why he has like this impression that everybody's talking about him all the time, because like I really don't. Like, I talk about him. Actually, I've spoken about him more recently in the last few weeks because he started accusing me of trying to like prime people to fuck with his son, which is insane. Which Wick also is doing now, which is also really irritating. So yeah, when he does dumb shit and makes crazy accusations against me, I'm going to talk about.
Doobie is here and I don't know how often, I'll be honest, I don't know how often this happens or not. Doobie right here is claiming that my fans would like track him down or whatever. The DM, remember a while ago when we were looking at DMs, wasn't it literally Doobie saying that he heard a fan of mine talking about me in another Discord, and he was trying to drag that fan to Justicle's Discord to have a 6-hour voice chat? Do you remember that? It was literally, Doobie was reaching into DMs to say like, hey, why don't you come to Justicle's server and come chat with me about this actually? Like,
about it more. Like, this is totally natural.
Hold on, sorry, I just my chat's getting fucking spammed. One sec. Yeah, dude, it's just like so funny, like all the fucking like the second you like try to like I haven't like I've unilaterally said like the tactics like that are used against him by like Kiwi farms that are doing about I completely condemn those. And it's just like so funny how many people like come out of the woodwork to try to fuck with you just because you're.
I just don't know how to deal with the one step removed. Maybe it's an unbeatable strat. It works on the soy pill and all these other fucking retards who are like, well, Hassan doesn't do this directly, right? Well, Hassan hasn't said this directly. Well, these people know this directly. And it's like, I guess you're right. You got it, bro. Like, true. I guess. The CIA didn't have fuck all to do, by the way, with Pinochet taking over initially. He did it on his own. Like, I mean, like, you can make this fucking argument and even be truthful on it. So, like, I don't know how you beat the proxy war argument, other than like if somebody's operating in good faith, you can look and see like why is this only ever consistently happening on one side, right? It's not like there are a whole bunch of Destiny adjacent communities that are doing this shit. Well, sometimes Destiny adjacent communities will form and do this shit, but you know what the first big thing they do is they all turn into Destiny anti-fans. That's what happens every single time. By the way, the current one that, by the way, that's formed, if you want to know the next big, if there's another big community drama, it's going to be whatever fucking server has, I think it's Bean, I think it's YKY, I think those people or whatever, by the way, Prying Mind, I think that's going to be the next, by the way, mini drama, but it's not as big as it used to be, but 100% it will be. Just letting you know, 100% it will be. But, you know.
Critic. Has Destiny put nearly as much, like, and not saying that I believe there's justifiable instances of doxing, but like to your knowledge, has he put like as much effort into identifying the accounts themselves that have disseminated dox information surrounding his friends, family, etc., as he has into just linking critics to that dox and looking into their shit? Like it's
What are you doing to cause everyone to be an anti-fan? It's because these communities are right here to like sweep them up. Like it's this type of mental massaging and grooming. One, I don't have the time or care to do it because fuck this, Jesus Christ. And then for two, I don't have any community that can function like this. I don't have like this is the DGG grooming intake community where we get all the new people and then we slowly mind fuck them into whatever the fuck this shit is.
It seems like there's just
not that I know, but I also don't know who's done that. Like I'm not connected to that shit at all. I'm not a Kiwi Farms person. I don't hang around people who do doxing. Like that's not something I've ever been part of.
None of us have been okay that I've watched in real time. Is he's just tried to find tenuous links so you could be justified as a target of bad acts that you don't utilize yourself, and he's coming up with some arbitrary bullshit justification to do it, which is why he has to lie.
What did I lie about? What the fuck did I ever even lie about?
And it's just like it's honestly it's like super pathetic. What so I'm a little critical. My understanding is, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, you're probably obviously you're probably a debate bro, right? And I'm a bit of one myself. I used to be like hyper into like, you know, I was in the politics server a little bit, like in VCs and shit, like getting into the weeds of like just like optically horrible topics and shit, but it was, you know, anything was on the table to be debated logically. What do you think? What do you think the benefit is, or why do you have minors in the politics server, I guess?
The layup. Oh, this is the friendly interview disguised as like a hostile or whatever. Like, oh no, like we're gonna have a tough talk. And it's like, bro, just curious, man. You know, just saying. Okay. Just saying. You know, why? You know what?
So this is actually pretty common in political communities, right? So if you were to look at the r/conservative server, which has like, I think like 80,000 people in it. I think that's just the second biggest politics server if you don't count Destiny's, because not dumb because it's more like a streamer server.
It's not doing serious politics like having minors talk to pedos. I guess we don't do real politics on my server.
They allow minors in the server. And our server is not an NSFW server. People aren't posting porn in the chat, and if they are, they get their image perms taken or they get banned. It's not like this is a server where people come, hang out, and talk about philosophy, politics, culture, religion, whatever, right? So I don't really see a good reason to keep minors out of those discussions if they're interested in it.
Again, not to be mean, listen, and I love you, Nathan, if you're listening, okay? But why listen, I'm sorry, why the fuck do I need a 16-year-old to have a serious discussion about politics? What the, excuse me? What? Here's my 42-year-old atheist debater is about to debate Christianity with a 16-year-old. Like, what are we doing here, guys? Sorry.
And obviously, we have protections in place to the best of our ability to ensure that they're not having inappropriate conversations, they're not posting inappropriate things, people aren't interacting with them inappropriately.
Well, that's true. But you can only obviously moderate and are responsible for what happens in the server. I guess from my end,
I'm not in this conservative server. Also, do they label people? I don't even know how to join. I'm such a boomer fuck. How do you find Discord servers? Add a server, join a server. Does the conservative oh wait, how do I search for one? How do I find the do they have a minor tag in that server? Are these like active servers?
And like what I would sort of raise an eyebrow is, it would be true that by identifying people as minors, which I understand is being done as like because I was given them, I'm not a minor, but I was given that role.
Like, dude, it's all the same shit. I'm losing my mind. Or I've never been more clear. This is everything. It's everything, right? It's the friendly talk. Like I understand why you have like a minor tag and everything, but I know, like I can, I understand it. I get it. Like even I had the minor tag and I'm not even a minor. Like this is everything. This is the Al Saeed conversation with the weirdos with I don't even know what the fuck the guy's name is.
And I didn't want to sound ID or anything, but I when I joined, the only effect it had on me was like when I would join a VCers and there would be people that wouldn't engage or tell me to leave because something was being spoken about that wasn't, can't be said around minors or whatever, which is the only reason I found out that I even had the role, right? But there could be like a criticism there and identifying.
Maybe there could be a criticism there. Maybe there could be
them in like this large server because it gives people like a pool of minor if anyone comes in with like malicious.
Fuck, and now I fucked myself because I should have never been nice to him. I think you can't. This is also what I mean. I used to say this a long time ago. I think you can actually you can find me saying this multiple times over my streaming career where I always say that when a friend starts coming to me with like some weird accusations, I just have to basically ghost this person out or stop talking to them because I can never, ever, ever keep up with all of the weird obsessive shit talk in the background. I can't do it. I just don't have the time nor the desire. I just can't. And like, obviously I was nice as fuck, I would say, to this Aiden kid for the first like hour of my chat with Wick, but like, I can't keep up with this. I don't have the time to groom these people in the background like this.
Just acts. It gives them like a pool that they could go and try to DM with the knowledge of their minors. But I guess under that rationale, why wouldn't they just go on like Twitter?
So
why would think about it with me, right? Like if I just loved the fact that this Anna girl was crazy and shit, why didn't I only hook up with her one time? I could have flown and fucked this girl a billion fucking times. It would have been the easiest thing in the world, right? Well, I guess like you could have, but maybe that I don't know. Meanwhile, the total opposite, right? Well, I know that you have minors in your server and everything, but like, why would anybody go after a minor there? Certainly, they would just go to Twitter to find minors. They would never hunt them in your Discord. So like, what? Why would you? What?
So let me lay it out for you. So the reason we came up with minor role, and we've had this for, I think ever since the server was created in like 2017. Actually, I think it existed on the older server because there was a server before the politics server called March Against Trump that actually cooed, and then the current server was a backup server. That one was deleted, and we took over with like 3,000 members. Right, we built up from there because the old owner was a drunken asshole who would abuse the community. So the reason we have the minor role is, we don't want minors to be turning on the cameras. We don't want them to be posting pictures of themselves. We don't want them engaging in any like flirty conversations with anybody. So that allows us to identify them. And to be clear, I think that there was maybe a point where.
Also, by the way, not to sound like mean about it or whatever, I'm sorry. There are good reasons why these rules could exist. But in this case, I would say your whole mod team needs to be identified. Like, people should know who you are. If you're going to take on the liability of ensuring that young people aren't getting groomed and raped or whatever in your fucking Discord, if you want to take that responsibility on, which is insane, by the way, but if you want to take that responsibility on, fine. People should know who you are, though. That's crazy that there could be like child molesters, rapists, murderers, people from fucking Epstein's Island could be mods and nobody knows who any of these people are. If that's the role that you want to have, is being responsible for the well-being of children, talking about anal sex in group chats with adults, which he's defended in his server, it's unacceptable that you're an anonymous person online. That's insane to me.
We were like really harsh about it, and we said, hey, well, if we have good reason to think you're a minor and you want to get rid of the role, and typically the good reason was you said it somewhere on the server at some point, and somebody heard you, or it was in chat or something, and you said you're 16 and now you're saying you're 20, right? Then we're going to be suspicious. Like it used to be that we would want like a crop screenshot of an ID or something that showed your age.
Also, the thing real quick for when he mentioned before, oh, I'm just in a chat and people will start talking to me about Destiny and I have to say something, right? Dewey's literally reaching out to motherfuckers. These are the DMs I was talking about before, where Dewey's like, sir, do you want to talk in voice chat? Because I think he heard this guy was talking about him, and he reaches out, DMs this dude, and then tries to drag him to Justicle's Discord server. Come over here. I'll be in a voice chat over here if you want to chat. Like, bruh, you're crazy. I don't want to do it on that server. Oh? Why not just leave after we talk? I don't think any of these people are doxers or whatever. I'm in that Snark Left server. It's absolutely not a doxing server, by the way.
But we haven't done that in like years, I think. And right now, unless there's a good reason to leave the role on, we just take your word for it. So unless we like look at the logs and you were saying you're 16 like 2 weeks ago, if you say that you're 18, we'll just believe you're 18 because we're not going to force people to dox themselves.
Yeah.
But further,
what was this? Was this that same night? Was this the call with that guy, or was this earlier?
Permission structure for people to fuck with an
I think we've already watched this, haven't we?
and to fuck with his mom, and I don't agree with that, to be clear. Which I don't think any of it should be happening. But I just want to be clear, like if that is what the world that he is creating, like I don't think he has any ground to complain about it.
Wait, so at first there's like two things here. It's just like whenever like we're talking about some like unhinged person's behavior, you're always pointing out like, well, but kind of like, but Destiny did this, and then it doesn't even seem that equivocal. Where did Destiny tell you it's okay to dox people's families' children?
It's this is bro. Fuck, I'm turning into the schizo. Okay, it's the same thing with Hamas and Israel, where people are like, if Israel starts bombing civilians, well, Iran and Hamas, they're going to start targeting civilians. Like, they already do, bro. Are you fucking retarded? What are you talking about? With conservatives in the United States, if you guys are going to court pack, well, we're just going to we're going to start doing whatever then. It's like, you already do whatever. What are you talking about? You have a 6-3 court partially because you blocked the president from having a Supreme Court appointment. What are you talking about? You already do. And then in these calls, it's like, well, if you were to unmask somebody, that you understand then that they can just go in on you, right? Like, yeah, welcome to my fucking life, bro. What are you talking about? They're already doing it. I don't think it's a good faith argument. And then when I hear like the libertarian from 2 days ago, when I hear Pisco or the soy pill, when people put up these arguments, I don't know how to beat. It is like the ultimate retard argument. It's unbeatable. It is unbeatable. The retard argument. Like, you're standing here and another guy is next to you. And then there's a guy in front of you and he's looking at you and he's like, Destiny. I see. Big guy comes walking in next to him. And the guy's like, Destiny. I don't like you, motherfucker. Big guy and him go to a back room. They come back out. The guy looks at the big dude and he looks at me. And then the big guy comes over and he fucking stabs me 5 times in the chest. Okay? And he walks away. And then the guy across me is like, And then I'm like, bruh, we got to do something about this guy. And then the guy next to me is like, well, he didn't actually do anything to you at all. Actually, I didn't actually say anything. And if you actually attack him or if you do anything at all to him, you understand that he can do crazy stuff to you as you're like bleeding out. You understand that he could actually go crazy, right? And it's like, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the fuck you're supposed to do. I don't know. It's retard maxing. It's impossible. It's unbeatable.
Let me just further clarify. I feel like I went on a rant there. So obviously it allows us to give minus perms or remove perms because we don't want to get on camera and shit. But also it allows other users to identify who the minors are so that they can keep an eye out for them, keep an eye out for people interacting with them inappropriately, avoid topics that would be inappropriate for their voice channel. And it's just like it gives us an extra layer of like, it makes them stand out so that we know to watch them, right? So to make sure nobody's fucking with them. Now, from my perspective, our server's not a dating server or an NSFW server. There are massive servers like Edgy, like Chillzone, hundreds of thousands of people in there with very little moderation. If pedophiles, and I know this happens because I get fucking like reports from people all the time about this crazy shit that happens on the servers. If people want to target minors, they go to those servers because there's very little moderation. Kids have their fucking cameras on, and these people just run rampant in there. And it's true that on Discord, if there's a really big pedophile problem, so we do run into those once in a while on my server, and we report them. We report them to the police. We ban them from the server. We name and shame them so everybody knows who the fuck they are and what they've done. So it's just ridiculous. And to think that, to me anyway, that would be little moderation. Kids have their fucking cameras on, and these people just run rampant in there. And it's true that on Discord, there's a really big pedophile problem. So we do run into those once in a while on my server, and we report them. We report them to the police. We ban them from the server. We name and shame them so everybody knows who the fuck they are and what they've done.
Notice how he's like completely and totally gliding over everything you said before. Like, wait, you report them? Oh, so you're not making copies and saving child porn on your computer to report them? Because that's what you said before, over and over and over again. You defended that. You defended that in a voice chat with me, by the way, a week ago. What happened to that? Where did that go? We're not talking about that anymore.
So it's just ridiculous. To think that, to me anyway, that would be like a it would be like a detriment to like the protection of minors rather than a boon, because the alternative is we don't have them in the server at all.
They're doing a favor. They're helping the children. I want all the children of my server so they can't be hurt by anybody else. And Aiden is like slurping this shit up.
Which I don't think is okay. I don't think it makes sense to punish them because they're creeps on the internet. Or we don't have a role, and you might be talking to somebody, and the reality is people hang out on Discord for hours a day. Sometimes they get flirty, sometimes sliding through shots DM. I would want to have situations where that happens, and then later they find out, oh shit, it was like a 16-year-old or some shit. So it really is just there to make sure that that kind of stuff happens less often.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess I'm from like I'm applying my, I guess, because I come from a. I mean, I was in the politics and like debate bro shit, but like I come from a different space. So like I just personally don't keep any minors around because it's just like a liability. But I understand if you have a server where it's like things like philosophy are being debated, etc. There are people that underage have a legitimate interest in that. I wouldn't personally risk it, but that's not really even a. It's obviously not you run a completely different game over there. And like it's a totally different server, different nature, right?
Oh my god, the slurping, the same team convo. Holy shit.
My question is,
to put it in perspective.
Yeah. Sorry, you can take it.
So just put it into perspective, right? So the server's been around for, well, we've run it since 2017, I think. And so that's long enough to see people come to the server. I'll give you an example. Noble, the founder on the server. And the founder team is basically like we equally run the server. Like we're the team at the top of the server. Noble joined the server when she was 15 years old. And now she's out of college, traveling the world, doing like AI software shit. And she's an extremely intelligent person. And when she joined the server, she was an extremely intelligent kid. Right? So very curious, love philosophy. So I just don't understand why we keep these kids out of that. You know, it just doesn't make any sense to me to punish them. And we have a ton of kids like that who've grown up in the community, are now adults, and are still hanging out, you know, and debating and whatnot with us.
Obviously, but with like the understanding that like there are some things that are legitimately just going to be like outside of like your control. Generally speaking, it would be less of a punishment. I would view it as less of a punishment, more of a protection thing. But my question is, you've known him for 7 years. Before the Pixie shit came out, did he ever bring up this criticism to you?
No. In fact, he'd actually been on my server for AMAs. We still like once a year. I'd ask him for an AMA.
I don't recall exactly, but actually I think I did have some issues with Doobie's server because we used to have in my Discord, if you remember a long time ago, we used to like cross promote each other. And then at some point there was just too much weird shit going on in there. And then we stopped doing that because I was uncomfortable with, but I don't remember exactly what it was. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend. But we stopped promoting that as a result of that.
And in multiple of those AMAs, he spoke to minors on the server, right? And it's very clearly minors. So like fucking 15-year-olds. Who would like hop on and immediately call him a pedophile or something, right? So I know that he knows, but he also like would do debate streams with people that he knew were minors, right? Or have them on his stream. So like this whole like, oh god, how dare you have minors in a political debate space thing? It's fucking ridiculous. It's so silly.
Well, I know of at least one that he debated.
Sophie?
The first time I ever spoke to Destiny actually was when I was a kid, when I was a minor, when I was on his stream talking about something completely unrelated. But he's like debated Lieutenant Corbus. He's literally admitted that like if I'm pretty sure
is Lieutenant Corbus. There's one person that I debated, but it wasn't because I was looking for minors to debate. It was because this person was like blowing up as like a fucking minor Nazi or whatever. Oh, that was Lieutenant Corbus.
Whether we like to admit it or not, kids have always been a big part.
This was just like crazy. Brandon.
It's just a result
hey, that's
of taking
me.
action against a supposed.
It's hard to say. I mean, reading this, where is this?
Correct.
I think this person was literally like 12 or 13 years old. But it's not like I was like, I need a minor to debate. This person was already blowing up. But also, I don't care if people have debates with kids. If you want to debate minors or whatever, that's fine. It's the idea of having a server that you're the owner of, where you're an anonymous account. You say that you're collecting child porn to report to the FBI. You say there are a lot of known pedophiles on your server. You don't ban pedophiles on your server. You're okay with pedophiles talking about sex with kids on your server. That collection of things, and you tag them, that's crazy. But hey, you know, okay. It's okay. Everything is good memes. These are the types of debates Doobie wants in his server. I don't know what the fuck this is.
You are basically saying when you're talking about
Raffle Gator. Is this Doobie or is this like a fucking retarded meme? What?
You are basically saying, oh, because that Augustine taught about predestination, that means Calvin now pretty much disagrees with him in all the things. No.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I said was that John Calvin and Augustine, their views of predestination, if you read both of their works, because I have read both of them, they are literally one and the same.
When you're talking about Augustine, are you talking about Augustine?
Augustine, Saint Augustine, like yes, Saint Augustine of Hippo.
That's Saint Augustine of Hippo, not Augustine.
Yes, it's pronounced differently. Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so my question is this real quick. So the Filioque that is taught by Saint Augustine, did he say anything that...
Okay. Okay, shh. I'm going to bed. Take a deep breath. Be careful. Stay safe. Ripperino, cappuccino, poppuccino, hoppuccino, moppuccino, cappuccino, cappuccino, appuccino, appuccino, my dinners. Tomorrow, we're going to do some wonderful politics, Reno. Stay safe. Be careful, guys. I love you. Good night. Whoa! Stoogie, thank you for the 50 tier 1 subs. We need to have a meeting tonight, okay, with all the Destiny orbiters so that we can get the new narrative talking points out. All right, I love you. Goodbye.